Okay.
Hello, folks. We are live.
All right. Evening. Today is our 1 year anniversary on Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. A little bit after 7 o'clock. And we started out today the way we started out, I think, our first episode. I'm not sure. I didn't go back and listen to it, to be quite honest with
I
you.
don't think I ever have either.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the first one.
Yeah.
I've gone back periodically and listened to different things, but never the first one. So we should have did that probably.
Yeah, I've never
Uh,
really paid attention to the original one. Go figure.
yeah, maybe pull that up and we could
Uh,
play like later on. We could play the first couple
yeah,
things or
I could
couple
probably
minutes
pull
or
that up.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see how stupid we sound. Because we
Well,
probably had
the
technical
tech back then
difficulties
was
then.
different and
Yeah,
everything else.
yeah,
So, yeah, we could
right.
definitely do that. I'm adjusting settings
Okay,
to make
that's
sure we
cool.
don't blow anyone's eardrums with the new setup. So,
Okay,
yeah, I'm just making
okay,
sure we're both pretty balanced and so we come through about equally. Okay. So,
okay.
yes, we are live. Sorry for the delay. You had to uninstall and then reinstall, didn't you?
No, I got it at the last minute. It hit. As soon as
Okay.
I got ready to tell you that's what I was going to do, I went to close it out and it popped open. And it must have heard I was getting uninstalled and went, whoa. So go figure.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Blue Rose. We have a
Hey,
Blue
Blue,
Rose in
thank
the
you.
chat. I know
Yes, thank you for the anniversary wishes. With this, we're going to start out,
we'll
can't
get our
talk
words
either.
right one of these
Oh,
days.
maybe in year two, right?
We'll try,
Going there.
right? One of these
Oh,
days.
maybe in year two, right?
We'll try.
Going into year two, that could be a goal. Yeah, we try to
Mhm.
set goals. One of them will be to talk appropriately. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, wish me luck on that one. I know,
Yeah.
like, you could probably pull it off better than I can.
No, you've been doing good lately, except for them couple mistakes. I've been with all this congestion and stuff. I just am like one big hot phlegm ball and can't swallow, talk, walk, and chew gum. Um, but I'm upset. I brought. There was only one piece of pie left in the box,
Uh-huh.
and Eric wasn't home yet, so he just walked in a couple minutes ago, and I said, "Well, that's what I'm going to have for dinner." So I grabbed the last piece of pie, which I have not had any of, and I brought that. Oh wait, is it in my pocket still? Yes, it is. A little can of Coke and half a bottle of water, and I let the dog out. Fed the cats. You're still gonna probably hear me screaming, but
Yeah.
okay, there goes my Coke. That should have been open beforehand, but why
Mm.
should we change things now?
It doesn't really
Um,
come through the background noise.
okay, cool. But yeah, I sat on the box of pie while I was panicking when I called you to say I couldn't get into the studio.
Oh no. Now
Yes.
you've got
So I
flattened
flipped the
pie.
yeah, pumpkin pie. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Flattened pumpkin
Hmm.
pie.
Yeah.
You can call it a flat ass pie.
There you go. Pretty much it's flat. It actually made its way out of the metal container and into the cardboard. So
Oh wow.
I don't know about this, but so far that's what's for dinner.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
that's a useful thing. At least you can still eat it. Well,
This
part
is
of
true.
it.
Part of it, yeah.
I mean, if
Uh
you want to scrape the
I just
cardboard box, you could do that too.
yeah, I could cut it open, lick it if I had to, chew it if I had to.
I mean, if you
Desperate
want
times
to.
do call for yeah, desperate times do call for desperate measures. I can't believe I did that. I literally, I, before I got on, I was like, I usually don't. panic attacks don't bother me or whatever. But for today, I was like, I wanted to be there early, and with him coming home late and just running around trying to get Jake out of the house and the baby and everybody situated. And I'm like, okay, get this, get that. Oh, yeah, you forgot you haven't eaten all day. Yeah, now you got to go across the rooms again. Oh, yeah, you need paper towels, put a drink in each pocket, try to grab the pie, grab a roll of paper towels. Yeah, all while you're handicapped. Yeah.
Sounds about
hmm
right.
hmm But it was a beautiful day out today. I mean, it was on the chilly side. I had the baby out, so it was rather nice.
Oh, that is fun to get outside a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and he beat me up, just so you know.
That
We
sounds
had
about
our first
normal.
really good. I know we were going to do chit chat a little bit later, but since I'm on a roll, I might as well just get it all out. Uh, he headbutted me, pinched me, giggled, just giggled like
He
I
found
wish
it
I would
funny.
have had it. Oh my gosh, everything was funny. Me flipping him over. He was so out of breath by the time I was done with him. He was heaving. He was like, and I was going, from lifting him up and spinning him around. So he got 2 shots today. They held off. I could not believe they agreed to it, but they did. So they gave him hepatitis again and chicken pox, and said that those cases were on the rise. And they held off on the MMR
How many
for 4 to
one-year-olds
6.
are getting hepatitis?
You tell me.
The ones that were served in Vietnam.
How is hepatitis on the rise in one-year-olds?
I have
Chicken
no
pox I
idea,
can
dear.
understand, but
Right,
hepatitis,
right.
that's
I don't know.
alarming.
I know. Just telling you. And I haven't looked at any stats in the county, so
Oh, I
I'm
would
not
probably call
sure.
BS on those doctor stats. I'm going to tell
That's,
you.
yeah. Well, I would want to look at the health department, is what I'd want to see. But I just found all this out today, so, but
I
he's
can
going to
help
go back.
dig into some of the stuff too
Yeah,
because I highly,
that's
highly
what I think is
doubt
suspicious,
there
right?
is one-year-olds getting hepatitis because, well,
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's different. We don't
hepatitis
know. That's what
B
happened.
is and A, yeah, I'm really
Right.
leery. And hepatitis
Yep.
C is just a what the hell? How did that happen?
Exactly. Unless I've been having them drink all the time. I don't know. Needles, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My pie stuck. My pie is stuck to the cardboard.
Scrape it off with a fork.
I have a. Okay, so now we're having pumpkin cardboard pie for dinner.
Well,
What's for
depending
dinner?
on who
Pumpkin
makes the pumpkin
cardboard
pie, it
pie.
can taste like cardboard to begin with.
This is true. This came from Walmart, so yeah, we're probably having cardboard pie for dinner. Well, that's
We
for dinner.
noticed this with the pre-made hamburger patties. You know, the
Yeah.
pre-made ones. Why do they seem so crumbly lately?
Well, I just found a YouTube video. I haven't watched it yet,
Mm-hmm.
but RFK supposedly put this out. I don't know how legit it is. Food to avoid burgers and things. Um, and they're saying that the burgers are being held together by some type of glue. Uh, I don't know. I just noticed nothing seems to be what it used to be. None of the
Yeah.
ground meat seems to be the same. None of the chicken is
Mom,
nothing's the
I get
same.
money from a $135 million summit from Google.
And of course, the first thing Google A brings up is that AI brings up is because it doesn't have sufficient fat in it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's more overly mixed with soy and other plant
What, the
products.
burger?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
The
burgers.
burgers are kind of
Stretch.
gay.
Yeah, they want to stretch every dollar they can.
Did they stop at
Well, one
Whataburger?
they
No.
we talked about this. They claim there's not enough beef cattle, let alone look at all the chickens that have died and all the accidents that have occurred throughout all the chicken farms, right? That have burned. So there's not enough meat to probably go around to
Well, but this has
feed
been
the
slowly getting,
population.
this is more like it's been going on for a few years. I really started
Mm-hmm.
noticing it about 5, 6 years ago, and it's just gotten worse to where it's more like you're eating that colored soy. Have you ever had a soy burger?
Yes.
Okay, it's like eating a soy burger. Now, I've had to eat soy
And
burgers before because of my digestive tract, and I'm not opposed to it in any way, fashion, or form, just to be clear. But it's like they're passing it off as 100% beef,
it's
but
not. And
it doesn't
right.
feel like it when you're eating it.
Uh-huh.
And these things were so greasy too when we cooked
the way
them.
Dad cooks it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think it has to do with the way your dad cooks it because it happened when your sister cooked me one too.
When that happened.
The other day.
Exactly.
Crazy
Yesterday.
bee. It doesn't matter. I've bought pre-made ones in a box.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought top brand name restaurant like type things in a box.
Uh-huh.
I bought the store made up pre patties,
Uh-huh.
and I've bought meat where I've made my own. They're all the same. I have found no difference in any burger, and they're now like they did this upgrade to is it a 97% all beef? Is that what that went up to? Because it
That
was 90-10. It was 70-30,
Oh, that's
80-20,
just the fat
90-10.
composition to the
Yeah, I know, but
beef.
I think it also went up to they did an increase, I think up to 97. I'll have to double check
I
that.
have seen
I
the
know
97.3, yes, and that's still not good for you because all it's going to be is charcoal burger. It's going to be
exactly.
so dry. That fat is
Uh-huh.
needed to make that
Mm-hmm.
flavor stick, and it doesn't just taste like the pan you cooked it in. I prefer going with the 80/20. I prefer a bit more fat content to it.
So do I.
80-10.
Because you can always take a paper towel or a brown paper bag
And dry
and
it
put the
off.
burger on it and, pat it off or whatever.
Yep.
Um, what I wonder is with them increasingly going this is 97 beef and 3% fat. Are they messing around with the lower numbers like to make it that 70-30 is the soy burger that you're talking about?
I actually no, that would be more beef than anything. That would be more
Yeah.
meat. I mean, unless they're mixing soy in with the meat, and then it's
That's
which case that's a
what I'm
guess at
suggesting.
anything.
Yeah.
Because then it's
Yeah.
not truly 97/3. It's like
Uh-huh.
90% beef, 10% soy, 3% fat.
Yeah, I'm talking about when
Depending
you
on
get
how
to
they
the
mix
lower
it.
number.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
with the
talking
lower
about when you go
numbers?
to the lower. Yeah, once you get, I'm wondering since they introduced the new 97.3 at the 70-30, since that's what us poor folks can pay, are they doing something to the meat?
I don't know. That would
Like,
require looking at the packages and having them tested. But when you test raw meat, you're going to find all kinds of stuff.
oh,
I
I
mean,
know.
everybody sits there and freaks out. Oh my God, all this bacteria. Have you tried cooking it?
Hmm.
It'll kill the
Hmm.
bacteria and the viruses. It's like,
Well,
why are you
I
freaking
just
about
don't want
what's
to
found
know.
in raw meat?
I just don't want to know that it's human. That's all.
Uh, People shed skin cells all the time. Even when you cannot perfectly cover your body while working in a meat factory because you will die of dehydration and sweat
No, I
flakes.
mean them
Fan.
taking people and using people for burgers.
I have yet to find any kind of proof of that.
I
I
know, but
cannot find any proof.
conspiracies abound. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, there's a
Maybe that's what the
conspiracy where I'm
97.3
God.
is. Hmm. Maybe that's what the 97.3 is.
Well, that equals out to 100 no matter what. There's no missing
Mm-hmm.
gap. So, again, when it's just two numbers and they both equal 100, that doesn't mean there's no obviously
I
any
mean,
other
I've
thing
I've
according to
I've
that
watched
label.
and read videos about what's the best oils to use, which is the best butter brand to use,
And I bet
which
you
is
there's a
the best
video supporting every single kind of oil out
everything.
there, every
Yep.
single kind of butter out
Uh-huh.
there.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
It's a waste of energy.
Uh-huh.
Just find the one you like that tastes good and go with it.
Uh-huh.
Why
And does
stress
what you
on
want.
that?
Yep.
It's like all the people, oh, the best bottled water, this, that, the other. It's bottled water. It's, I'm sorry, I don't care what the brand is. It's bottled water. Like, I swear it's so funny. The people like, oh my God, Joy soap is the only one to go with, and the store brand is a joke. But then
Mm-hmm.
they don't know that the generic store brand is made in the same factory as the main
And the
brand,
same.
but the
Uh-huh.
only difference is the label. It's the
Yep.
same damn soap.
Same bottle shape too.
Yes, I've literally
Mm-hmm.
worked in a detergent factory. And it is so funny to find these people who are hell-bent that the generic doesn't work as good.
Yep.
Um, what? It's the same damn soap. There's no alteration, nothing. I mean, the
Yep.
only difference is and again, the bottle will have the same printing on the bottom, and it'll have the company logos and stuff and the stickers and all that. It's the same damn soap. You're just paying more for
Mm-hmm.
it because it's for that brand and not this
Yep.
one. I can't get over people like that. It's like it drives me nuts, and I just can't stop laughing. And
Do you
it's like
remember
most of
back
your
in the
cleaning
day when
products
they
are the same way.
yeah, do you remember back in the day when they and we might just totally hijack the show, we don't know.
That's fine.
Uh yeah, back in the day when they introduced generic foods and they came in white cans with black letters and it said peaches,
Yeah,
milk,
government supplied.
you know? Like, yeah. Oh, that was funny.
How these don't taste right. They're the same damn
Uh-huh.
peaches as those.
Yep.
Well, not the exact same, but
Yep.
they're from the same orchard. Well, they don't taste
Right.
right. They must be the bad ones or the not so good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I just can't help it because I've been around this kind of industries. My dad's always worked in like factories. I've worked in
Right.
factories. I've It's just you sit back and you can't help but laugh. Like the people who would only buy Guess jeans, not realizing that Lee and Chick used the same fabric and just
Yep.
slapped a different label on.
They on it. Yep.
It's like you are spending $200 back in the 80s for a pair of Guess jeans when the crap ones at the store, yeah, those that you think are crap are actually the same material. Oh,
Telling you.
it is funny how that works, though. It really is.
Yep.
And it's like, yep. I had an aunt who worked in a jean factory. She did that for a few years when she got out of high school. And that's how I found out about it. I have found out some really bizarre things while working in various places in my life. Like 80% of the parts for a Ford come from Germany and Mexico, but it's still considered an
Go
American
figure.
truck.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it
Oh,
makes
this was
sense.
back in the early, like
I
2010.
know.
When I
Right.
was
I know.
working there, it's like, wait, what? It's a German company that's bringing in parts from China and Mexico to put the car doors and seats and other stuff together for Ford. And then I see the
Means
idiots in a
shipping.
Ford driving around saying, out of a job yet, keep buying foreign. But Toyota
Right.
actually has more parts made in America, not assembled only in America, but actually made parts in America to go into their vehicles than Ford, Chevy, and Dodge combined. Toyota's more
Mm-hmm.
American than the big three.
And any of them. Right.
Uh huh. It's funny how that works, but then you see the idiots in an American truck with those stupid bumper stickers, and I just want to scream at them.
Right.
How stupid are you? Do
Uh-huh.
you like? Let me take this panel off your door really quick and show you where all these parts come from.
Right.
Oh God, it just never ceases to amaze me how people don't understand what's in 99% of the stuff they're using. They think it's American made, but it's actually just American assembled. And that goes for so many things. I'm talking your TVs, your clothing. There's
Right.
so many things. Your shoes are 90% of your shoes are just boxed in a box that says made in America
And
because the box
yep.
was made in America. It's like, oh my God.
And that part's amazing when you think of how cheap the labor is to be able to be made and constructed overseas and put on a container ship
Hmm.
to come to California to be distributed throughout the states.
And which then they charge you easily
Uh-huh.
300-fold what it costs to make.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Oh,
Nikes, made by children in sweatshops, but how much are people paying at the store?
geez, you don't even want to know.
Yeah.
And I don't, and you know what's funny is where these activists insisting that a label be placed on Nike shoes that they were made in a sweatshop.
Have you
Since
seen?
we had the cocoa,
There was
since we
the
had the cocoa
oh, sorry, go ahead.
plant, no, we had the cocoa plant people trying to sue Hershey the other day, right?
Yes. Now, there was a documentary I watched on YouTube about what it's like to work for the companies that ship through Temu and various other websites. They get paid like $1 or something a day, and they have to produce hundreds of products. You don't get to cut out. You're on a set pay. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid by the day, or
Right.
and you cannot leave until your quota's met.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to buy from Temu or Wish or any of those websites.
Right.
I know people who can't buy anywhere else. They're just so addicted to the cheap prices. And yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
what if you're getting a product of relatively decent quality? Have you thought about what it's doing to the people who made it?
Mm-hmm.
Nope, no one does. And so,
But but that all correlates to it.
mhm,
Well, one, I don't. It correlates to purchasing power, how much you have to spend.
I will save up to buy
You know,
something American made or find it in a local store
wow,
before I will
you
order
might
from
be,
Temu.
and how many, yeah, and how many people either A, know that, B, would do that.
Have the
You know what I mean?
self-control to
Because,
do it. Everyone's an impulse
exactly,
buyer.
because, right, it's instant justification.
Hmm. Well,
I
you've
mean,
seen what I do
when
in
you look at, if
Amazon.
you look at, yeah, when you look, I do the same thing. I
We
mean,
leave it
shit,
in
I
our
was
cart for
upset. I had
months
like,
before we decide.
yeah, yeah, I have over 1,000 items sitting in my basket, not in
Uh-huh.
my basket to be purchased, but in the
Save
shopping cart
lists. Yeah,
area.
I put them in
Yeah,
save
and
list.
I did make lists, and I said the hell with it, and I just keep stuff, and I scrolled on. I was so upset when they went in and deleted that.
I have had that happen to me twice.
Uh-huh. That's why you need the list, but
Yeah,
whatever.
but
I'm not. I don't need it. Obviously, I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's just stuff you see, and you're like, oh, I'd like to have that, or when I get this part of the house done, I want to buy that, and
well,
oh, it's
we were.
just
I was telling you
like
how I found the different pairs of jeans for under 20. Like I think the most expensive was $22, and they were the sizes that I
right.
need. And trying to explain to Danny that just because I am 250 pounds does not mean I'm 5'2" and need a 30-inch inseam. I'm like, I am 5'9". I need at least 32 inches length. And most women are not that tall. Good luck. So when I found a 24 long and that's like 31 to 32 inches in inseam. I was so happy.
Hmm.
And I found it for under $25. Even better. Tossed it aside. And
Yep.
then I found a shirt that says I oil my gun in liberal tears that is sitting in the cart.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I have a ton of things sitting in like the save for later or the on my
Right. It's
list
safe
and
for
stuff.
later. Yeah.
I have
Right.
like so much in there because we
Yep.
look. I window shop a lot and things that I think will be good for the house or this or that. Then I put them aside, and then when we actually come time to buy them, I move them to the cart. Then I do a price comparison before we even purchase. Like for 3 days
Right.
before we get to actually purchasing, I will do price comparisons. And if I can find it for any percentage cheaper and it's the same quality, same product basically, you can bet I'm switching it.
Yep.
I,
See,
I,
I've
I guess I
always
got
liked
better
to do
control
that.
than most people.
When we were little, we'd have to go to aunts or grandparents' house or whatever, and
Uh huh.
they would have the Sears catalog.
Yup.
Uh, there was another big catalog. I can't think of what the name of it was.
Finger
Uh,
Hut was a really big one and still is in most
Finger Hut
places.
was one. Yeah, it is. But it was
Sears,
another
Montgomery Wards used to put out a
one.
catalog.
I think it might have been Montgomery Ward because we didn't have one of those here. But when we went to visit my aunt, she had one. And I would just sit there, and first I'd start obviously with the toy section, what Barbie did I want, blah, blah. And then I would just start at the beginning of the catalog and go all the way through it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, and then with newspapers, we'd be at my grandparents' house and they'd get the newspaper before my mom and dad did at their place. And I thought that was so cool. They got theirs on a Saturday and my parents got theirs on a Sunday. And I'd be like, I'm up on all the ads. Oh, good. I get to read the comics before my dad does, tear up his paper and stuff. And And so now that's just carried on either in Walmart or in Amazon,
Yep.
a couple other places, but
Oh, I window
they
shop
sit
the
there.
shit out of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I know.
It's
It's how you save money. It's how you get through
I
life.
will tell you, if you do go out to any sites like a Temu, a Shine, a Wish, what you
Uh-huh.
really don't want to get sucked into is the low prices. And if you don't spend the minimum amount that that particular store, because each item you buy goes to a different store.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll get lucky and you might get a hit on, say, 3 items in one store. But if you're spending 25 cents, 69 cents, $1.25, that might not equal their $25 minimum. And
And
you're
then
going to
you got
get
to
hit
spend
with,
more.
well, yeah. And that, or you're going to pay it in shipping fees.
Yep.
And so that kind of stuff you really need to watch.
It's
Um,
predatory. And then they have the,
yes,
oh,
it is.
spin the wheel to get a lower
Uh,
discount. Or then, that's going
yep,
to only stimulate the
yep,
gambling addiction. And
exactly.
the
Yep,
endorphins that are flying in
yep.
because, oh my God, I got an extra 10%.
Uh huh.
You got
Yep,
10% off of a $2 item.
yep.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
figure.
Can you mute real quick?
Another one that is where operates that way is Etsy. Now, I like Etsy because they have specialty items.
Well, Etsy's
A
not the
lot of
same as
as a
like
right. It
those,
is
but it is a
no,
wonderful
but they
site if you want to get some
right,
handcrafted stuff.
correct. Or they'll sell. They also sell on the order of a eBay. They do
Yes.
sell that in that regard. But again, you have to worry about spending a minimum at each store in order to save on shipping.
See,
So,
that's why when I
uh,
do online shopping, I make sure it's a big enough thing from each website. Like Danny, we wanted to get the free shipping on his game that's coming in tomorrow.
right,
So 114 when you figure tax and everything all included. Um for this, but there was no shipping because it was over the minimum for eBay. When I ordered the USB transmitter for my headset that I'm using right now, that I've had for a year, we finally bought it. It was like $2 over the minimum that you needed to spend. And that was before, and oh, by the way, the price to get for free shipping is always before
It's
tax.
before, right,
So
before
just a
tax.
reminder.
Yep.
So like if yeah, it says $25 and with tax, your tax is already at don't total up with tax in your head because they ain't gonna do it that way. It's
Yep.
$25 and then tax is still included on top of it. So
Yes,
um
ma'am.
then so like the transmitter thing for my headset, like I said, $2 was the difference between free shipping and $15.
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky because it was the only thing I actually needed from that place. And
Right.
it was guaranteed to work with the headset I got because they lost the transmitter and they just sold the headset because they thought it was useless. And no, turns out $100 headset that I got for $25 and then dropped $30 and change on the transmitter and I got working headphones. So I
Cool.
like deals like
Awesome.
that. I'm
Right,
telling
right.
you, those secondhand stores, you can find stuff you didn't. Like those, those induction cookers, like the
Yes.
tops.
The plate.
No,
Yep.
you want to? Most people are like, oh, the pots are expensive. Go to the secondhand stores with a magnet. If it's magnetic pot on the bottom, you can use it on an induction cooker.
Mm-hmm.
And most people won't know that it can be used in an induction cooker, so they sell it for like $5, $6
Right,
versus
right.
$40 pot.
Yep.
Go around with a magnet, test the pans, test the pots, save yourself some money. I have
Mm-hmm.
found,
Anytime you see uh cast iron,
oh my
cast
God,
iron's always good. If you
yes.
see a piece of rusted cast iron,
It's
oh,
so easy to clean up, and most people
yep,
don't even know it.
don't even know it.
They're like, oh, that pan's no good, it's rusted.
Hmm.
Oh, no, no, no. There's a little trick to that. So,
Do you know I spent one day 7 minutes watching a woman what the heck? It's not all clad. Revere wear. I don't remember, but I still have some of my original wedding pieces
mhm.
from my pots and pan sets, and I have the big pot for stew.
Oh,
And
yes.
this sucker was like almost charcoaled on the bottom.
Oh, you
And
can get
she
that off
saw
so
it, and
easily.
she flipped it over, and she was like, "Oh my god, I got to get out of the store before they know how much the value of this is." So
Mm-hmm.
she leaves, but it was a production though to get it off because it was years of stuff. But she did a really nice job.
Yep.
There were still some stains, but for the most part, she had a what you would spend today in the store for probably 160 on up.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Easy.
Yep.
She was able to get for like $4 or $5.
Well, we got that one air fryer still in the box, never used, for $25, I think it was.
Right?
I mean, I am not above shopping in a secondhand store. I will. And actually, we've been eyeballing this grandfather clock up at the one in our town close
Is it
by.
still there? Yeah, is
Last
it
I knew
still
it was
there?
still there. I haven't gone by since, but it's like
There.
I think they're asking like
There.
150.
Okay.
So we're trying to decide, but we got to get the Escalade running and find a trailer because I'm
Hmm.
not risking dropping it or bumping against one of the things in the ground to catch the back seats, in the floor of
Right.
the back. I don't want to take that risk.
Right.
I'd rather lay a blanket on a trailer, gently
Hmm.
lower it onto the trailer, get it home, get it up, get it in, and then that's safer.
Right.
Yes, darling. I do not have an extra mouse that's easily found. Right now everything's still in boxes. So, if you come across one, but I don't know where a working one is right now. So, I apologize. Sorry. Ugh. It's been a day. I got my niece and my nephew here, both my kids here. Their dads are God knows where. Last I knew, somewhere in Nashville. Should have been here by now, but heaven forbid.
Jeez.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? My ex-husband made the mistake of I have his wallet, the tracker in his wallet connected to my phone because he didn't have the patience to put it on his phone. So, oh, I could make it ding.
Hmm.
Oh,
No, don't.
they're all the way over at my ex-brother-in-law. Nope, no, they're not. Never mind. I take that back. They're somewhere within a 30-mile radius of the house.
Okay.
I don't know how or why, but okay.
Well, the kids were on vacation this week, so,
Uh, yeah. I don't mind the kids. I mind the adults. That's my problem.
right. Well, all the more reason don't ding them. They might come back.
That's but they never check their text messages, so now I can just beep his wallet, and then he'll have to
Mhm.
realize I need something.
Right, right.
I told him not to bother getting the starter from the scrap yard because it'd be better to save up money and get a rebuilt one from the local auto store. And he goes to the scrap yard anyways. Like really, we could have saved a ton of money by just not putting gas in to go down there, and then the fee to get in, the cost of the part, and then the gas to get all the way back. You're looking at three-fourths of the part already. So why the hell would you
Would
do
you?
that?
Right,
Now
right.
you're putting us back money that could have gone towards what we needed. Yeah, logic does not prevail. So it happens.
It
And
happened.
I'm pretty sure the starter we have is fine because the magnet to it, you can feel it and it spins. And they're like, well, the shaft should be coming out to meet the flywheel. I'm like, where's the magnet to attract it? Yeah, my point. You don't know if it's going to pull the shaft of the starter out to meet the flywheel if you don't have something magnetic to attract it.
You attract it to. It's by osmosis.
Because when I was cleaning it, that thing was sliding around all over the place. I could slide it in and
Hmm.
out by hand. Then I threw that brake cleaner in there or whatever it was they handed me, and we let it sit overnight. And now all of a sudden, you gotta like, it's hard. You can't pull that sucker out by hand, and it's not frozen because we took the jumper cables to the solenoid and it started spinning again.
Hmm.
So I'm like, it, I don't see how it could be broken. It seems to be working right. And they're like, well, we could put it on, or we can go get it bench tested at this place that has the actual bench testing stuff. I'm like, well, that would be smart to do, now wouldn't it? And they end up at the
Jeez.
junkyard anyways. But if we have more than one starter, we can always Frankenstein those suckers to make them work. I know how to fix them. Like, and again, they abandoned me with no tools to actually properly clean the starter. I had to just spray it along the edges and hope it dripped down enough and got to the inside, shake it around a little, and then tip it and hope it runs all back out.
Oh my gosh.
It's like I had to do it the hard way. And they're like, well, why didn't you take it apart? I'm like, where the hell were you guys to get me the tools from the back of the car? Oh, yeah. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Telling you. Us, and it's, I get it. Women aren't supposed to know how to fix a car, blah, blah, blah. But I've been in the garage since I could walk. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about because I've done this before.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway, So I don't know when they'll be back with the parts. And will they bother trying to put them on tonight? Now that it's already, let's see, it's 6:45 here, and they're still not back. But somehow they're gonna try putting it on, or is this gonna take another 2 days?
Wow. Probably won't. I venture to say it won't be till the weekend.
I need it before Monday. That's the only thing I know. All I know is I got to get to my appointment Monday because there ain't no way in hell Danny can push me up this hill to get me to my doctor's office in my wheelchair without having a heart attack. He's not in that good a
Hmm.
shape. And I'm not in that good a shape to wheel myself up a hill. And I am not using my son's scooter because that is an accident waiting to happen. Which his elbow and hip are still deeply bruised. Oh my God, his elbow's starting to heal up good. It doesn't need to be bandaged anymore. It's got a nice good scab over it, but his hip is so many pretty colors of blue and green and purple.
Is he taking it to work?
Yeah, but he's having a problem with either it was bad gas or something else is going on because he filled up his tank last night, but it was empty by the time he got out of work to come home.
Hmm.
Yeah, he got a ride from a coworker. We think it might be the gas is the problem, so he has tomorrow off. And if we can get the escalator running, I will go ahead and take him up to Walmart to get some stuff. Because the last gallon he got was from the Ace Hardware. That's not far from us. And I'm like, I wonder how long
Okay.
it was on the shelf before you bought it because not a lot of people go there with Walmart and Lowe's in town.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it had been on the shelf too long and the gas went bad.
Hmm.
Because it is a gas oil mixture for a weed eater
Right.
because it's a two
Right.
cycle weed eater engine on there. So I'm thinking the gas might have been bad. And it's not like you could throw dry gas in this because, well,
Right.
shit. Good luck doing the math for that one. It's already a 40-to-1 ratio for gas oil and then trying to figure out how much
Right.
dry gas to put into because you're supposed to put the dry gas 1 can to a gallon or no to a full tank of a car and that's like usually 10 to 15 gallons in a car. Yeah, I'm not doing that math in my head. Screw that shit. Even on paper, that's just too much work. So
Right.
we're gonna figure it out, but yeah, other than that, not much going on.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm getting this. Oh, I think I might need to go throw up. This whole shot situation this go around is
gotten
rather,
gotten to you.
yeah. I think
Uh,
the one that was the turning point was the one that was in the back of my head.
yeah, that's a really big muscle.
Right up at the top.
Hmm.
And then to come down right at the base of the skull and into the neck. Oh,
Yeah, but if it helps,
I'm
it's
telling.
worth it. That's the one thing I
Yeah,
always
maybe
tell
I.
myself when I was suffering like that.
Yeah, I tell myself that every day. What are you talking about? I'm getting tired of talking to myself.
Well, then I'll tell you, so you don't have to tell you.
Okay. Okay. You tell me that every day. I'm gonna take some Zofran, I think.
That's a smart move.
I think the pumpkin pie, which I had a question on that. That did come from Walmart. Just what exactly does freshness guaranteed mean?
It doesn't come in moldy.
Okay.
That's my assumption.
All right. Okay.
Is that it's just not a moldy pie when you get it.
Instead. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Thanks for that. I appreciate
And the only
that.
reason they can
Oops,
guarantee
wrong med.
freshness is because it's loaded with so many preservatives. It will
I
probably
was gonna
not
say.
mold anytime in the next 5 years.
Right, right. Yep. It's probably shelf stable, right?
I have no clue. I've never seen a moldy pie from Walmart. But then again, we usually
Yeah,
eat it
neither.
before it gets that bad.
Yeah, so do we.
Ugh.
Okay,
Joyous,
where's the
joyous.
Zofran? Yeah, where's the Zofran when you need it?
New York destroying the city.
Yeah, he is. I just sent up to my son. They're going ahead with the just so you know, we didn't want to ruin today for our anniversary, but hey, why not since we're on the topic? He's putting forward the racial disparity, racial discrimination. White people will be paying more in taxes than any other racial group
No.
because we stole this land.
The fuck
It's
we
owed to
did?
them.
What the fuck are they
I'm
talking
just telling
about?
you.
My family had nothing to do with that shit. My family didn't come here till 1929. What the fuck are they talking about? My
Well,
family didn't do shit. No wonder why people are getting the hell out of New York in the bus loads.
oh wait, he's begging people to stay. What are you talking about? He realizes that,
No.
but he needs them to stay so that they'll pay.
Yeah, but they don't have
Yeah.
to. Even the poor white people are gonna find ways. Poor people are gonna be like, bye, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Poor people in general are going to be bye. Middle class people,
Yep.
because all the rich people are like bye initially. Then the middle class people are gonna go bye, and then it's going to be a oops, I screwed up, but we still have to hold face. And yeah, they're idiots. So yeah.
Yeah. I listen. I listened to them say that if he only would have put forward his initiatives against illegals and put the money towards the brown and black people that are American citizens that live there already, he could have raised their standard of living.
But they don't matter because they're all sick of these Democrats ruining
Mm-hmm.
their lives. I mean, the biggest
Exactly.
thing that's waking these people up is what these Democrats have done. And again, you know how many people
Well,
last night were like, Trump's gonna nuke Iran? And yeah, Iran double crossed on that really quickly by throwing missiles at Israel, but it's still a step in the right direction. He hasn't nuked them.
mm,
I'm just sick of all the bullshit,
uh,
and it's like everyone seems to forget Trump originally planned to run as a Democrat. He's been a lifelong Democrat. Idiots. Sorry.
I heard that, I don't know how true it is, I didn't get to look it up, but Tucker Carlson turned Dem
Not turned Democrat, turned anti Israel, anti Zionist, pro
and
Iran,
anti-Trump
and anti
and
Trump.
anti-Trump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he had said he never really liked Trump to begin with, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Do you want to play this or just get it ready for
Or we could do
tomorrow?
it tomorrow. Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
I
do
can
it
have it
tomorrow. That's
edited up
fine.
by tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's that one that goes with that. And then the other bad news that they're saying is that Republicans get off your asses because if you don't vote in the midterms, right now it's standing at 51% that both the House and the Senate is flipping Dems.
Wow. But yet so
Uh
many
huh.
people are like, "Oh,
From
the
a,
Republicans are losing
in
people." Um
in January, we were at 29%. It's now the beginning of April, and it's moved over to 51%. One of them in the place.
wow, that's
Yep,
alarming.
it's
But
extremely, especially if they get both chambers, because then Trump will be impeached.
he'll be
It'll go through.
impeached but not necessarily punished.
Yeah, but they'll kick him out of office.
Well, I'm sure they'll try. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not
So
surprise
I
me at
don't.
all.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, the same. I feel like we're in a cycle again, right? The same cycle. I have no faith in the Republicans whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Johnson, Senator Thune, whatever the fuckins are doing, you're really messing the shit up.
Oh yeah, they are, and then some.
And
They are
Mike
really fucking it
Mike
up.
Mike Johnson was on and said they've only managed to pass on time 6 appropriation bills. He said that's
Wow.
almost a 96 or 97% fail rate.
Really? Wow. That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
That really is. And that's kind of alarming, too.
Well, it goes to show you how they jam this stuff down everybody's throat. And then it's, a year here, 2 years there, 4 years later, we find out we're doing sex ed books in Africa. And, why do turtles mate with fish in September?
Mm-hmm.
We're really bizarre shit because nobody's looking at this stuff.
Yeah. That's alarming. It
Yeah,
really
all
is.
this just all needs to stop. And for, I don't know what the answer is. I'm so disgusted with all of it that,
Oh, you are not alone.
it makes you want to go just bury your head in the sand because it feels like we are the worker bee or we are the hamster on the wheel every day, day after day after day after day after day after day.
Yep.
And we never get to get off. We're not making these millions of dollars. Hell, some of us can barely even make it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the answer? They don't know. They don't give a shit. Your locals don't. Your county, your state,
Yeah, none of them
and the
do.
feds. They don't give a shit. Yeah, none of them do. They're all out for themselves.
Yep.
Mandami is building. It's over 1 million square foot office complex building that city workers are going to be able to send their children to daycare.
Why?
Daycare because they shouldn't have to be concerned about where their kids are going to go.
The fuck everybody else has to do it.
Yeah. And it costs over $20,000 a year for a child in New York City to go to daycare. He should have
No.
given them the $20,000, but instead he created the bureaucracy of building another city building.
No, that's bullshit.
So, they're bitching. They went and stopped Trump from building a donated building, but yet
Uh-huh.
Mandami can build a building without anybody putting their foot on and saying no. What? Where was that budgeted? He didn't create the budget from last year. Where did he get the money from?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know why they would do that. It makes no sense.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's just so disgusting. So disturbing.
Yeah. It's pretty messed up, but what do you expect these days? I mean,
Well,
seriously.
something's got to give.
The
Yeah.
commies are taking over.
And then there's some new bull crap we'll have for, I don't know if we'll have it ready tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, for Monday, that I don't know if you saw where Trump signed an executive order, so he's going to get around this frickin' SAVE Act bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mandated Homeland Security to create their own voter list for United States citizens only. And
Okay.
he will be able to circumvent the states. By how?
How?
By way of the post office. the post office delivers such mail to your home, wherever, whatever, and he has authority over the Postmaster General. So he can dictate what he wants. 23 blue states and some others have filed a major lawsuit against him.
For using
I think it's
laws they
kind
put into place for their own purposes down the
of,
road.
yes, ma'am,
Isn't that
exactly.
wonderful how they think they can be the only ones to exploit this bullshit, but then, well,
Yep.
nope.
And they go into great detail talking about how all these laws regarding voter polls got changed because of COVID, and they use them for emergency reasons. Got to have mail-in ballots, got to have this.
Uh-huh.
And so they have some cases where in blue states, so they had a blue state attorney general got
Okay.
sued by some blue attorney, okay?
All right.
And the attorney goes to the state attorney generals and says, look, we're going to sue you because you're not doing X, Y, and Z. And they come to what they call a letter of understanding or a memo of understanding,
Mm-hmm.
and they get a judge to sign off on it. And they get the law changed because the judge signed off on it. The legislature is the one to make the changes to the law,
Yeah.
but they never got to see it. They never made the change to the law. This NGO or this attorney got together with the attorney general and the governor, who said we had an emergency and this had to be done, and it's all colluded.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a big. I'm telling you, I think Trump's on to something, although deceptively sneaky and, suspicious. I don't know what kind of standing he's going to have on it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm down for it, especially with, states like Arizona, that bitch, who I can't think of her name, the one that we looked at that wouldn't let the ballots and that be looked at. And the
Okay.
numbers and everything were off. If you remember her, I can't remember what her name is. And she actually threatened to jail anybody that was going to go up against them and say, we know that fraud was committed in this area. We know that mail got dumped. We
Uh-huh.
know that voter boxes or ballots got stuffed and whatever. She threatened people.
Oh,
And
wow.
she used these laws and stuff against them. And now that Trump's reversing course and putting it on them, now they're all flipping out. It's so funny.
I'm
It is
not
just,
surprised. That's the thing is
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
yeah. I hope he wins it. Uh, I don't know if he will. I mean, 23 states seems like a lot to me to all come
Mm-hmm.
together, and they're crying, "Oh my god, but the midterms are just around the corner. He's he's creating a shadow voting block,
No, he's not. What are they
voting polls."
talking
Yes,
about?
because their records are the correct records, except they won't give them up to them for them to check to see if they're citizens or not.
Oh, really?
They will. Yeah, the Justice Department wants to verify that if it has your name on there, that you're a U.S. citizen. And if not, your name's getting, struck off.
How?
Hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
So there must be stuff to hide. Well, that would maybe be where 81 million votes are, right? Maybe
Yeah.
once that got cleaned up, we'd be at like 61 million or something.
Hold on a second. I gotta
I
mute for a
don't.
moment.
Okay, go ahead. And I could sing for you just well, I could hum for you or just go la 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 la. What is that too? La 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 la. Oh, we'll probably get a copyright strike for that. Can't sing any Sesame String. Oh, Lord help me. Sesame Street songs. But if I haven't done so already, thank you for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Later on in the broadcast, we will be pulling names out of the hat for the drawing of the 2 winners of the Amazon gift cards. So stay tuned for that.
Yep. I'm back.
Okay. We will
Sorry,
be back
folks.
tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be off on Friday as our usual day. And what else you got, Crazy B?
Not much.
Uh-oh. How did this get over here? Why is... Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're working? All right, well, what time we working towards? What time is it?
It's 8:06 your time?
All right, well, why don't we get a couple things out of the way, and then maybe like 20 after 8:30 we'll get into some other things. Does
Okay.
that give us enough time?
Yeah, we
Okay.
got plenty of time.
We'll get this, at least this first section out. So
1
today
second while
I
I get it
was...
switched over so they can see it.
Okay. So today I would... Well, it hasn't been just today, but it's been an ongoing issue, and I don't know how many of you have noticed this on really everywhere. Every platform, YouTube, Instagram, X, Truth, whatever. Anytime I see somebody make one statement, I guarantee you later, if you go and look at the comments, somebody goes, Grok, is this true? Grok, please provide me with context on this subject matter. Grok, they don't like the answer, so they come back and rephrase it.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what? And we've talked about AI in general. And so one of the things was that I went back and I asked Grok, and I knew the answer, but I wanted to see what it was going to actually tell me. And so I asked Grok, who programmed you? And so Grok is actually known, and they were also, I don't know if they weren't sold to them, but they're going to also be part of SpaceX.
Really?
They just recently made an announcement that Grok is going to be part of SpaceX.
That's
And
scary.
so XAI built and programmed me. I'm Grok, an AI created by the team at XAI, Elon Musk's AI company. They designed me from the ground up to be maximally truth-seeking, helpful, and a bit rebellious, with a sense of humor inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Jarvis from Iron Man. XAI's mission is to understand the true nature of the universe, and I am one of the fun results of that effort. No other companies or labs were involved in my core training or programming.
And we're supposed to
Now,
trust that everyone at X is neutral in their
that's
bias.
yeah, correct. That's number one. I want to know, like, I want everybody's name that would be involved in doing that, right? That we
Yeah.
would have to take a look at them. How do we know they're not the Chinese spy or Fang Fang or whatever, right?
Yeah,
How do
that's
we know that?
alarming.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
wouldn't trust AI to begin with. Now, can you use AI to help pull web addresses to you? Hey, find me websites that cover this.
Mhm.
Fine. Don't ask AI to think because AI can't think. It is a program. Even though it says it's thinking, it's really
Mhm.
just searching for what to answer with.
Right.
That's the difference. And
Now,
it sucks.
Now, the other thing is that last sentence is no other companies or labs were involved in my core training or programming.
Yeah.
What about after you were built? Then who was?
Then that's the open internet. The open internet is where it gets its info. The core basics, like it's not going to destroy humanity or this, that, or the other, and how it gets its personality is all developed by XAI.
I cannot hear you, crazy V.
Oh, bugger. I bet it's my reception because my internet's bogged down. Let's see
Okay,
what's going on.
I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I was saying that AI is basic program, the code that makes AI, the code that makes Grok.
Right, I get that. Yeah, I know.
But once
But
it's
there's
running, it
up
has
and
access to
running.
the whole internet.
I understand. Right.
And that's
But there's still people that are pushing buttons that are kind of in charge of them.
no, not really. Once they create the program, unless there's a problem in the root code, it's not getting changed much. AI, you can put there, you can run an entire AI locally on your computer and allow it to have access to the internet or not. What you if it's solely locked into your computer, its only sources are what's already on your computer. You're not going to get good
Mm-hmm.
answers. And you don't have to go in and change it. You can change whether it gets access to the internet or not, but you just leave it be. Unless something goes wrong with it and you got to go into the code to fix that part, most of the time it's not being worked on. They might have another version of the AI that they're playing with in the sandbox to make it better, a version of Grok that's better, and they might release that down the road, but they're not working on it on the Grok that's actually out there right now. They may work on updates on a different version and then carry those updates over. But really, they're not messing with it. They're not monitoring it.
I
It's one of
find that
those.
hard to believe
Well, do you monitor
if they're
the
not.
background apps in the background coding of your phone?
No, but but I'm not in charge of it.
Well, and
Whoever is
there's
the
no
company
reason
that
to
is,
monitor it like that. Unless someone reports a problem, there's no point going in and fussing with it. Once it's created, you don't question your calculator app on your phone, what it does in the background, but most of the time the
no, but
calculator app on your phone
this
has
is the,
access to your
but
microphone.
this is a bird unlike any other we've ever seen, so I can't see it being created and just saying, "Oh, unless there's a problem, we'll get back to you." I
That's
see
pretty much
people
all
monitoring
computer
it.
programs that are out there.
No,
That is
well, no, everybody. I'm telling you. I mean, I've hired directors of for the computer
for
department.
IT.
Their job
Yeah,
is for IT. They've always had to
IT
write
is
better
around to fix
code and
things and prevent firewall
no,
breaches and spam mail and stuff like that coming to the computers in the
not
office.
no. There was different. We'll get into that later. That's a This was a totally different bird in that nothing ever got to stay static. Things were always evolving, changes were always being made. Can this portion of something be made better or different? I
They don't.
can't see you
Oh no,
creating.
no! You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. They have a version of Grok that everyone uses, and then there's a Grok in a sandbox that they make alterations to before putting it onto the real one. They play with the one in the sandbox and keep an eye on that code, but they're not really monitoring the one that the world's using.
Yeah, well, somebody could get their hands on little Mr. Grok and maybe harm them.
Well, that's why the firewalls and they have an IT that specifically watches for breaches and
And
hackers.
yeah, and we know how those firewall walls and all that work now, don't we?
Exactly. So, and if
Yeah,
someone's determined enough, they will find a way to hack into something. I mean, the CIA's been hacked, the FBI's been
exactly.
hacked, the Pentagon's been
Yep.
hacked. Like, and
Social
again,
Security,
there's
Medicare, or
only
education department.
You can't 100%
Yep.
protect something unless you have it localized on your computer and don't allow it to connect to the internet. That's the
Right.
only way you can prevent from getting hacked is don't connect to the
Yep.
internet. But most people can't do that. And that's why there is a version of Grok where they make updates and stuff before they put it on the real world one. And
Hmm.
but really they're honestly the only thing people are really probably watching is the servers themselves to make sure they're not overheating. It's how it runs. It's like the entire computer industry doesn't think that far ahead. They create something, they turn it loose, and then they really don't think about it until
Walk
you
away.
have a
Something
problem.
happened. Yep.
Like the game creators, you've seen it firsthand. They really don't give a shit unless something's broken. They just
Right.
whatever. They might try to fix it, make something special, some new levels, throw it out there, and don't care until you report there's a bug or something's
Right.
wrong with it. And even then, they'll do the bare minimum to fix it and go on their merry way because they got other shit they got to do.
Right.
So, yeah, I absolutely see that this is not being closely monitored. No one is reading through all the messages that were sent unless there's a red flag from someone asking for something inappropriate or not okay. I mean, there's what was it? Grok was there people were using Grok to take a picture, remove all the clothing and have the person either nude or in their underwear. They had to go back and fix
God.
it because nobody thought ahead that someone would use Grok to do that. So they had to go back into Grok's code and change it to where that's not allowed. Because that could be a
Wow.
child or a picture of a child or
Right.
anyone. Would you want a picture of you being used that way? I wouldn't. I don't
No.
think you would. So they have to go back and fix that because they didn't foresee, which I don't know how, that Grok would be used that way.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like the people in Germany who turned Grok into a complete racist. They got into the code and they disabled all the safeties basically, and Grok went full on racist in Germany.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. I didn't hear that. That's
that
funny.
was late last year. I think that happened right around Thanksgiving, I believe it was. So, yeah, you can do your best, but until people exploit loopholes, you don't know how to fix it in advance. I mean, you can
Right.
try to think of it. It's like setting the rules for a school. You're trying to outsmart kids before they actually do something.
Right.
And it's ever changing because kids get smarter. There was a teacher who found that the kids used the Google Documents to share a picture of him to each other because you can use that drive to share to other people like how we
Right.
do.
Right.
They were sharing a picture of him from when he was in high school. And they blatantly did it where he could see what they were doing. They knew he could
Wow.
see what they were doing, and they still did it anyways. And there was a whole long conversation because everyone was editing the document and putting new things in. So, like, you can only go so far. What are you going to do? Ban the kids from using Google Documents?
Right.
You can't. And so that's why I think no matter what, Grok, AI has been in general, AI has been released on the world. All these different AI programs are going to do stupid shit. I bet if you ask ChatGPT the same question you ask Grok, you're going to get different answers.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
So I just say, don't use the shit.
It just, it's interesting though that rather than people look something up for themselves or try to get a verification, that's the first within the first five responses, it's always Grok, is this true?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Grok, tell me that you know what I mean? Grok, give me specific details.
It's a
It is
joke.
just,
It's like you guys
yeah, it's
can't think for yourself.
frustrating.
You can't go find it
Exactly.
yourself.
Yep. Yep.
That's why I've literally been staying away from X because you can't read the comments without stupid shit.
Cleaning. Yep.
And I get it's important. X is a good tool to find put things, but it is not the end all be all. of knowledge and information. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's a cesspool of opinions that are completely irrational. So,
Right.
for the sake of my life, I only go there for a few things. So, but I know you went and you looked up on Wikipedia about Grok, didn't you?
Correct. Yes.
All right, let
Just to
me.
see a little bit about again, this is just background. We were doing some silly kinds of things the last couple days, and this was one of them. Do you want to read this one, Crazy B?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Grok is a generative artificial intelligence chatbot developed by XAI. It was launched in November of 2023 by Elon Musk as an initiative based on the large language model, LLM, of the same name. Grok has apps for iOS and Android and is generated with the X integrated, with the X social network and Tesla's Optimus robot. The chatbot is named after the verb grok, coined by American author Robert A. Heinlein to describe a form of understanding. I'm trying to remember what book he wrote. Oh, God. Uh,
I don't
Um,
either.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up later. The bot has generated various controversial responses, including conspiracies theories, praise of Adolf Hitler's anti-Semitism, and creating non-consensual sexualized images of undressed women and children. It has also referred to Musk's views when asked about controversial topics or difficult decisions. Updates since 2023 have shifted the bot politically rightward to provide conservative responses to users' queries. Grok was used to generate an encyclopedia serving as an alternative Wikipedia, which Musk deemed woke and biased. Grokopedia was launched in 2025. Okay,
I
so
never
basically,
even heard of that. Did
I
you?
no. And is it really something we want to get risky with?
No, I'm just saying. I never heard of Grokopedia. Did
Mm-hmm.
you?
Mm-mm. But that was just
That's a
October of last year. But I don't
right. Yeah.
really
I
play
want
with
to
this
look. I'll
stuff.
look. Yeah. I just want to look up and to see what it is. What is it? The version of Wikipedia
Yeah,
for
basically.
Grokopedia? Like what the heck?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Um,
Hold on. Go
I
ahead.
love that
Keep
it's
reading. I'll
set
look.
up for all the different platforms. I was just looking at the GitHub to see. Yeah. Okay. So Musk was one of 11 co-founders of OpenAI and initially co-chaired it with Sam Altman. He left the company board in 2018 saying of his decision that he didn't agree with some of what OpenAI's team wanted to do. OpenAI went on to launch ChatGPT at the end of 2022 and ChatGPT 4 in March of 2023. The same month, Musk was one of the individuals to sign the Pause Giant AI experiments on an open letter from the Future Life of Institute, which called for a 6-month pause in development of any AI software more powerful than ChatGPT 4. Interesting. And yep, there's
Hmm.
Grokopedia. Hold on. Um,
That's.
uh, yeah,
It's
this
only
is
got what? Am
alarming.
I reading that right? It's only got 6 million. Is that all that's there? 6 million something?
What do you mean? Where are you reading?
Like at the bottom, very bottom.
Oh, on the Grokpedia?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I see is the terms of service, privacy policy, login, suggested articles. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, if you go, it has only, is that 6 million articles at the bottom?
I don't see it.
There's articles.
Are you looking at my screen?
Okay.
It's not there. This is the difference between mobile and computer.
Hmm.
Moment of truth.
As much
Well,
as
we
you're
both
seeing
got
it,
the
I'm not seeing it.
V0.2.
There's a moment of truth.
Okay, so at the bottom of the page, mine says, or it has almost 6.1 million articles that are supposedly fact checked. Let me click it and say, I wonder if I
Yeah,
have to sign in to create an account. I don't
I don't
really want
like
to do
that.
that.
I don't like that I'd be forced to
Mm-mm.
use it to sign in, especially on my PC.
Yeah, what's acceptable use policy? That you do so in a way that is in compliant with that is compliant with the law, responsible and safe for humanity. What the hell does that all even mean?
I got it pulled up for people.
What the heck?
Uh-huh. Thank God I can't put it on my PC. Pricing. Oh, let's see how much they're charging to use it for different things.
Oh,
Model pricing.
okay.
You got to use, what is it, $6 to have 2 million tokens?
Really?
That's what it looks like. And
Hmm.
that's like per image and
That's
stuff.
interesting.
Some of this stuff is free, but some of it
Okay.
you got to buy and you got to buy into it.
And who who's and what Grok created this,
No, this was by
or is somebody else
Elon
being a
Musk.
driver?
No, Elon Musk, where you
Yeah,
got to
yeah. But I'm
pay to
saying
use
he's
the service. Like if you want this on your
okay.
phone or your computer and you want the above and beyond basic stuff, you got to pay $5. Like if you want to do a web search, you get 1,000 of them per month for $5. If you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
specifically search X posts or profiles, it's $5. The cost of an execution. So you create a Python code and you want to run it in a sandbox environment, that's $5. File attachments. You want Grok to send a file, it's $10. A collection
Wow.
search of, so a document, upload a document collection is $2.50. And then the images and understanding an image, understanding a video, and remote tools are all token based. And that's where you get up here to your 2 to 6 you put in $2.20 and it like $6, something like that. Yeah, it's wild. Trying This is why I don't use this
Hmm.
stuff and I won't pay for it. And it's like,
Right.
really?
Right.
Yes,
Right.
nothing is
Right.
free. I'm telling you, nothing is free.
Right.
Oh my
All right. Well,
lord.
it's about the 8:30 mark, and we
Yes, it
had
is.
some. Well, they didn't. They're not. They're not going to take that long. You said, right? So, but we could go another 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. And we've only got three
Okay.
more things to
All
go
right.
over.
Okay. Let's see what we can get done.
A teen is suing Elon Musk over Grok. Let's see what's going on. I'm sorry it's taking so long to load.
That's
Oh,
okay.
for pornographic images of them. That's why they had to
Mm-hmm.
go in and change Grok. Oh, damn. Yeah, it facilitated child pornography by allowing the creation of sexually explicit images of these people. The lawsuit was filed Monday in the federal California court by three young women whose images and videos were altered by a Grok user without their knowledge to show them nude or otherwise overt. And wow. How did they not assume people would do this shit in advance?
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Now they go in and explain exactly what it is. The legal action is part of a fallout since last year's controversial release of the new Grok features called Spicy Mode. What the hell? Why would they even create a spicy mode? What is. Seriously? They created a spicy mode and didn't think someone would do something stupid with it. Really? I mean, the images that Grok uses for when you ask it to create a photo or a picture are all generated from other people's pictures that are already on the internet. And then you can go and take a specific picture or video and tell Grok to make it inappropriate. This is why I
Appropriate.
say
Yep.
don't use this stuff. They're seeking unspecified damages, as well as an immediate order barring Grok from creating such images. That should have been a given. Oh my lord.
Mm-hmm.
Their lives have been shattered by a devastating loss of privacy, dignity, and personal safety. Yep. The lawyers for the young women said in their complaint, they're all under the age of 18. And they have yeah, I don't blame them for keeping their names private. Like, shit, that's the last thing they need. One of the young plaintiffs
Exactly.
said she found out about the imagery after she received anonymous messages on Instagram pointing her towards images and videos, including her high school yearbook photo, which had been altered to show her in an explicit action. Holy crap! And it was being shared on Discord and in private chat spaces on the platform. Whew, buddy. Someone, I hope they get a fuck ton of money.
I hope they do too.
Yeah, basically the other two went through the exact same thing. It even carries out an undressing of real people using their images online. What?
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about this, but it
Yep.
still blows my mind that it was allowed in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Musk initially downplayed Grok's ability to create fake, inappropriate content, saying in January he was not aware of any naked underage images generated by Grok, literally zero, and putting the blame on users of the feature. Dude, it don't work like that. And this is what I mean. There could be images of anyone. This is why I don't like putting my face and my pictures out there. This is exactly why. And this is what I mean when I said no one's monitoring Grok now that it's been released. Otherwise, they would have been able to head this off before a lawsuit happened. Jeez, oh,
Exactly.
Pete. X is saying that they are going to put in technological measures to stop Grok's ability from undressing people in photos. Oh my God. Eventually, the perpetrator behind the Discord server mentioned in the new lawsuit was arrested. He was not named in the lawsuit, but is part of a separate police investigation. Wow. When was this article written? Let me come back up here. Oh, that's just this year. It's been 3 years. And they just found out that this happened back in, when did they say? 2023 it happened?
Yeah.
Wow. In less than 2 weeks, Grok had created millions of images, including more than 20,000 of children. According to a sample of the images conducted by the Center of Countering Digital Hate. Jeez, oh Pete, what was Musk thinking? Anyways, are you still there, Dee?
What do you got? Yeah, I'm here. What do
Okay,
you got next?
did it start? We have a running vehicle.
No, it's idling funny.
It's idling funny.
Yeah.
That could be the pressure plate. All right. Up next is this one that you sent. What was this one?
Okay. Oh, this is remembered federal judge Hannah Dugan, who we covered.
Yeah.
She attempted to rush an illegal alien out the back door, and she was convicted. Well, guess what? She went to the federal court and asked them to overturn her conviction.
Hell
And this
no.
is the reply.
Um, is this video about that? Do you know or?
I uh I think so. Yeah. Hit play on that.
Okay, let me back it back up to the beginning. Hold on, let me unmute. Come on, let me. There we go. Okay.
Against Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan. She is found guilty on count number 2, which was around the obstruction charge, and then not guilty around the concealment charge, which is a misdemeanor. I want to talk now with John Dietrich, investigative reporter for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Split verdict here, but she is guilty on the more serious charge.
That's right, and the that is that she obstructed federal agents from arresting a defendant who came to her court and was in the country illegally. And so we're going to see an appeal right away. Her team highlighted the fact that it was split and feel like they have a good chance to bring a case back to Judge Adelman to have that conviction maybe set aside.
You've covered a lot of federal trials. This jury took about, 5, almost 6 hours.
That's right.
A split verdict, kind of unusual?
It is, and it was interesting because both counts had similar, elements to them, and there was an answer to a question for the first count that then was a little bit different to the second one. And the foreperson who we talked to when he came out said they followed Judge Adelman's guidance faithfully, but he also said he wasn't feeling good about the verdict. So it was sort of interesting and he didn't elaborate any more at this point, but yeah, to your point, it is unusual and it does appear that there's a strong grounds for appeal.
So the next step, though, would be potentially sentencing, right? And this charge that she's found guilty on carries a prison sentence up to 5 years. The other one was a misdemeanor, had about a 1-year potential.
That's right, and it's important to know these 5 years are maxes, and it's unlikely when you have somebody who's nonviolent offender, first time, all that sort of thing, that it would be unlikely that she would get a.
It's funny that he says that, because she's a non-violent offender. They let violent offenders out all the time.
Exactly. Yep.
I don't think she's going to get anything but probation.
Nicer and sweeter. Right.
This is insanity.
This is where I'd want to see where I take the judges up there. Put the higher ups in charge here.
Oh my God.
It's getting to be I know. It's getting to be frustrating that the ability for these activist judges that we've been showcasing are permitted to do so, and who reins them in, whose responsibility, and we keep kicking that can back and forth.
At this point, I say lock her ass up, make an example of her, give her the max, because what she did was knowingly and willfully defied the law and federal orders.
That's true.
It doesn't matter whether she's violent or not. She's a judge. She is held to a higher standard than the petty criminals that most people are. I'm sorry. Throw her ass away. Put her away for 5 years.
Right.
So sentencing still hasn't even happened, and she's already trying to overturn the verdict.
Right.
Thank God the federal judge said no.
And you know what? Yeah. And what if they would have overturned it and then she would have said, I want to be a judge again?
Hell no. Oh, the judge issued a 39-page order. Wow. And also rejecting the claim that she is immune from such prosecution. Where the hell do you get that, lady? Is she
She can't drive the
smoking?
trucks now.
Oh my
I think
God.
so.
I swear, if I see any more insanity like this, I might lose my mind. I'll be doing a podcast from a padded room in a straitjacket. The nurses and orderlies will have to run the computer. What the fudge?
There you go. You tell them what to do.
Are they're basically just going into detail. She thinks we continue to maintain that Hannah Dugan acted lawfully and within her independent authority as a judge. Oh my God. Oh my God. They filed a motion arguing that immigrant agents were not allowed to make arrests in the courthouse and judges are immune to prosecution. They wrote a 46-page motion. Fuck. These people have nothing better to do? Yeah, I'll come out when we're done.
Well,
Okay.
obviously.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're needed, huh?
No. It's not an emergency situation. No, it's not. Go. The high bar to overturn jury verdict. They filed a broad appeal following the jury's verdict, arguing immigration. Yeah, so they're repeating themselves. Okay. That's basically all this is. She resigned from the bench after the verdict.
Yeah. Right.
Wow. This is pure insanity. Oh, she's been suspended without pay. She gets $175,000 a year. Whew, boy.
Oh, that's still a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, it is. It's about what Congress makes. Well, actually, a little bit more, give or take. Well, but she doesn't use insider trading like they do. So, yeah, she helped an undocumented immigrant from Mexico elude the Immigration and Customs. For okay, she's protecting a guy who had misdemeanor battery charges and had illegally re-entered the U.S. after being deported in 2013. What the fuck is she doing protecting this guy?
I know. I had my chance to read it and calm down.
What the fudge?
I know.
A Dugan and another judge went into the public corridor, questioned the agents, directed them to the chief judge's office. Dugan returned to her courtroom, called the case, and then led him and his lawyer into a hallway reserved for staff and jurors. What?
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. But luckily they were able to catch him. This is bullshit when we have judges like this. I'm sorry. You are not above the law. Give her the full 5 years. Because she already knew the law and knowingly chose to violate it. What is wrong with these people? Okay. And then you brought up another court case. Wait.
Okay.
PETA was suing dog breeders.
Yes. This is bordering on absurdity. We talked about the lawsuit against Honey Bunches of Oats because it didn't contain enough honey. So, logic. Is it, well, where'd I get logic? Lawsuit, I apologize. As Crazy Bee said, the judge actually tossed the lawsuit out. But this is the absurdity of the American justice system when this stuff is allowed to be brought forward. Can you blow that up a little, Crazy Bee?
Yes, I can. This is pure blazing insanity.
Oh.
Oh, scroll down, right?
Up, down, sideways, left, right.
You don't want me to scroll
Okay.
sideways. It'll take us to a different page.
Okay. The animal rights group PETA's lawsuit over the health of French bulldogs and some other popular dogs has been dismissed, with a judge saying a New York law was misapplied to the case. The suit filed last year marked a new front in the PETA's long-running campaign against dog breeders. The case accused the American Kennel Club of promulgating unhealthy standards or ideals for Frenchies, the nation's most prevalent dog breed by the club's count, as well as bulldogs, Chinese Shar-Peis, Dachshunds, and pugs. The AKC, the nation's oldest purebred dog registry, rejected the claims and said it prioritizes canine health.
That's why they do breeding, to eventually get all those health problems gone.
Club president Gina DiNardo hailed the decision Tuesday. We remain focused on what matters, the preservation of purebred dogs, advocating for all dogs and the people who care for them, and supporting the right of individuals and families to choose the dog that is right for their household, she said in a statement. PETA also called People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, said its lawyers were assessing any legal options. Money grubbing dog merchants flood the market with deformed dogs bred at the AK.
AKC.
I'm so angry at that. I know. I couldn't get it out because I was getting angry at the statement.
Uh-huh.
Money grabbing dog merchants. What the? Well, what is PETA then?
Yeah, thank you. Lunatics
Okay.
that will tell you to preserve the ants and the slugs
Yeah.
and the mosquitoes that
Money
everyone
grab.
hates.
Right. Money grubbing dog merchants flood the market with deformed dogs bred at the AKC's direction, founder Ingrid Newkirk said in a statement. She urged people to adopt from shelters instead of buying purebred pups. No one should be custom made for a look that causes pain. The suit
What?
invoked, yeah, the suit invoked a New York law that is generally used to challenge state and local government decisions, though it occasionally applied to private organizations. But those have been organizations with some authority over their leadership or co-op apartment residents suing their building's board, State Justice David B. Cohen said in a decision filed Monday. Since PETA isn't subject to Kennel Club's authority, the case must be dismissed, he wrote, without opining on the dog's health issues at the heart of the case. It focused on canine ailments that can be associated with flat faces, such as those of bulldogs, pugs, and Frenchies, or with the short legs and long backs like dachshunds have. Shar-Peis, meanwhile, may suffer spats of fever and inflammation known as Shar-Pei autoinflammatory disease. The problems aren't universal, but can be serious.
Oh,
Those breeds.
you sound like you're really far away again.
I'm not.
I know you're not,
The
but
stand
that's why I said you sound like it.
Okay, but I'm not. The Standards Guide dog shows judges and many breeders. The AKC has said the standards, which fanciers develop and the Kennel Club reviews and circulates, reflects decades of collaborations with veterinarian experts and breeders. The Kennel Club said it has given over 40 million since 1995 to its canine health and research charity.
Yep. My aunt had dogs
Isn't
that were
that a
AKC registered.
isn't that a wild story?
Yeah. Um, what drives me nuts is, yes, some of these dogs are genetically, like dachshunds are really prone to paralysis because of how long their spine is.
Right.
But it was bred that way hundreds of years ago to fight badgers. They needed to be short
Mm-hmm.
and stout and close to the ground for it to be a good fight, to get rid of these badgers from attacking people's animals. French bulldogs have always been an issue. I hate the way French bulldogs have turned out. Um, and again, I'm not a fan of small dogs anyways. I think it's wrong. And I understand like dachshunds or dachshunds, whatever people want to call them, because they were a defense animal. They were a defense dog for the property in the home. But like, what good is a French bulldog? It just sits there and snores and breathes with
Exactly.
its tongue hanging off its face. I
Uh,
am, I'm against that one. And I'm,
but but
go ahead.
but there are people that find that kind of dog extremely attractive.
Good for
That
them.
dog's not my, yeah, is not my cup of tea. But
I'm
is
used to
PETA
working
the
with
one to
working
determine?
breeds.
You know, yeah, but is PETA the one to determine whether or not that dog should exist or not?
No, they shouldn't. And what they're saying about them selling deformed dogs, no, the deformed dogs can sometimes end up being euthanized in a fair way, especially if it's a extreme deformity that will impair their life.
Right.
And that's done by a vet properly. In all the years
Right.
that my aunt bred German shepherds, I think they've only lost there were years that she never even lost a puppy. They
Mm-hmm.
they didn't lose a single one, and they were all healthy, adopted to homes that were actually good. My aunt had a really strict rule. The AKC doesn't oversee every breed. Well, they're supposed to oversee every breeder at some point, but like my aunt every year had 1 to 2 litters between 2 dogs, 2 females, and she took really good care of them. I mean, I remember sitting in the pen, the whelping pen, and
Mm-hmm.
the moms, of course, trusted me because I was raised around them, and playing with all the little puppies, like 10 or 15 puppies. Who wouldn't love that? To sit there as a child and play with them before, and socialize them to other
Mm-hmm.
people. It was, something we did. And all those dogs were well cared for. My aunt took good care of them, made sure all was good. But I mean, I think, rarely lost a pup in the process of, like, my entire life. I think she just stopped breeding like 2 years ago. She stopped breeding dogs, but she'd done it my entire life. And I'm, what, 43 in a couple months? So that's a
Right.
long time to be doing it. And all of them were AKC registered dogs. She had paperwork proving
Wow.
their lineage all the way back to when, well, because they're German Shepherds, she goes back as far as she can. I mean, these dogs,
Mm-hmm.
every single puppy came with lineage papers, fully vaccinated against a lot of things, vet checkup on every single one of them before they were even sold. And then she would do interviews and screenings on all the potential buyers. I mean, like, it was wild the extent she went through to make sure these dogs were going to be taken care of. So,
Mm-hmm.
PETA's little BS is annoying beyond all belief. And I'm sorry to have dragged it out like this, but again, it's something. I've been raised around a lot of wild things in my life. So, but yeah, I'm sorry. PETA, go screw yourself. Most of these dog breeders are right on to the exact specifications. If there is a dog that is born with some bizarre deformity, it is not used to breed because it will just pass that on. Common sense. I mean, this is literally, what is it, eugenics, by picking and choosing features to enhance and weed out the bad stuff. They're literally trying to perfect these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho, I'm running us late. I
Yeah, it was.
apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. All right.
Oh,
So
hey,
it's about.
Peggy.
Oh, we are late. Yeah. Hi, Peggy. So we are late. Why don't you play those couple videos
Yeah,
or the shorts that we have?
yeah, the
Right.
shorts from our get go. So I put them in as
Okay.
much chronological order as I could remember. But these are shorts
Okay.
that we made of the show that, we thought were great and funny. There's only a few of them that were really over the top great. So they're about a
Like
minute or two
entertaining.
each. Yes. Very
Okay.
entertaining.
Let's check them out.
I'm ready,
What you got?
I think.
This is when the
Did you want
lag
to
was
pull up
really
the article
bad.
on your end so
Mhm.
you can read it, and then I'll just share it from my screen?
Oh, don't. Are you? Are you? No. Are you? Like you want to do that now? Really?
I
I
don't
was
remember what
asking,
that was
it's an
about.
option.
No. Just pull it up,
Me
please.
neither.
Okay. Let me enlarge it so you can see it
No, I
better.
don't want that option. I'll take option one. Thank you. I'll executive producer.
There's a lot
Thank
of
you,
lag.
executive producer.
There is a ton of lag.
Co-host.
There is a lot of lag coming through
That's okay.
easily. Let me enlarge this for you so you can see it better. And bring this over here.
Oh my God, looking back to how
Okay.
we
Can you
started.
see that good?
Uh-huh. Jesus. Help us. Hey, what's next?
Next up, this is when you got distracted by my mouse.
Okay. Oh my God.
Just
Okay.
days
Go ahead.
after an assault on a high-profile staffer of Trump. Uh-oh, a bug. Hold on. Hold on, bug. Coming. Go.
I
Hold
can't
on.
help but laugh.
Could be
Sorry.
worse.
Oh yeah, I didn't scream. I'm impressed. I controlled myself. On Thursday night, August 7th, just days after an assault on a he's back. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Hold on. No, I missed him. Hold on, let me get a tissue. Because he's going to come back. You know he is. Just days after an assault on a high-profile son of a bitch. After an assault on a high-profile staffer of Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, Edward Corwestein, a 19-year-old nicknamed Big Balls, was attacked by a group of teenagers during an early morning attempted carjacking last weekend. I don't know if I can continue or not. I hate you.
What?
I
What'd I
can't.
do?
Wait, I can't. You want to know what the bug is?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, oh, yes, you do. Ready?
No, I don't.
Ready?
Nope.
Yeah, you do want to know. You do want to know.
I can take my headphones off for a split
Wait,
second.
oh no, you're gonna scream, cry, and laugh. And ready?
Okay.
It's the frickin' cursor you keep moving.
Oh my God. My
Oh, that was a
cursor
great one.
is what. Wow.
It's so freaking tiny. I thought it was one of them little fruit fly things.
Do you want me to keep playing that one?
No, that's okay. You can stop. It's still funny.
It's
still
too funny. You mistook my mouse for a
know.
bug crawling on your
Uh-huh.
tablet.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
1 second. What do you need,
Oh,
sweetheart?
that's funny.
Oh, yeah. Yep, getting a drink. Baby, when have I ever told you no about getting a drink? This next one is when my son decided to chime in and put his 2 cents in there. Oh my God. Here we
Do
go.
you have nothing better to do right now? You could go bag up the garbage. You could disinfect the bathroom. You could do a load of dishes. I can think of 5 things you could be doing right now. You know that, right?
Okay, by a poor post-mortem depression.
You have
Postmortem depression.
post-mortem depression.
Uh-oh. I don't want to go
You're
there.
a depressed ghost.
I don't
What
want
in
to
the
go
hell is post-mortem depression? Do you mean postpartum? After you give birth.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
Is
gotta
that what
still
he
look.
has?
Oh my God.
Where's my
Oh,
grandchild? I would love to see my grandchild since you have
Uh-huh.
postpartum. You ate him?
Oh my God.
Post-mortem depression is probably, I think he beat us, D, with the word mess ups.
I think so.
oh.
Definitely.
Oh my God. I love my son. That was one of the best ones.
That's funny.
I don't know what postmortem depression
Yeah.
is other than your depressed ghost.
Yep.
Oh, we got two more. You were experiencing some major technical difficulties, I think, on this one.
Okay. So we were the first ones.
Oh
and
no, this
we
is that
stayed
camping
at the
story.
campground in the at the amusement park. Oh. We were one of the very first people to get there in the daytime. Nighttime then arrives. People in the campground sat there and watched us. Eric rigged the light as follows. So that clamp on light that you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
he had it attached to the ceiling, and when he turned it on, light went and lit up the campground. People were eating dinner crazy. I saw this couple with kids sitting in the place in the spot next to us. The guy had his spoon in his mouth, just like he was feeding himself, and was mesmerized by the
He
scene.
froze. Yeah.
So this light then started to attract all the bugs that were
Mhm.
everywhere, and they
Yeah.
were coming into the. I mean, you at that time, you think I'm bad about bugs now. You should have seen then. We were taking paper towels and stuffing them into all the crevices that we could possibly find to try to keep the bugs from coming out. It was one of the wildest things. By the time we got to eat dinner, that light from in that camper still shone out onto our picnic area.
It
was
was
the
a bright
funniest.
light.
Oh my
It was
God,
very
it was the
bright.
funniest freaking thing. I mean, when he turned that on and the light just came, like just whoosh, like you would have thought just somebody lit a match to the sun and just, oh, it was funny.
Oh,
Yep. God
God.
just said, "Let there
That's
be
my
light."
memory.
Yep.
There was light. Yep.
And the next
Went,
one
Yep.
is the most
you.
recent, when I could not pronounce a
Oh,
word.
wait a second. Wait a second. You're missing the other big one,
Which one?
Missy.
Which
The
one?
new element.
Oh, I forgot that one. I can grab it really quick.
Uh-huh.
And that was
Go ahead. Let
on
this one play.
JJ's, I think, site.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
370Z says post-mortem means after death. Perhaps mortem depression is the grave, meaning dead and buried. That's true. That is an option. But my son,
Yeah. Good
oh,
evening.
and hello.
Good evening, 370.
All right, let me hit play and try and find that last video.
Pushing that statue from the back and seeing how torn up he is, what he did for us really becomes real. Yeah. Or it gave you nightmares, depending on how old you were. Ancient forms of liturgy mark Good Friday. Some of the most ancient what the fuck tongue liturgical practices.
Let's go with liturgical. I like that. Let's go with
Liturgical.
liturgical.
I know there's a better way to pronounce it, but you know what? It's one word in this entire thing that I struggled with so far.
I know.
One word.
Hold up, I'm laughing too
Liturgical.
I know.
I might have to mute myself.
I'm having a day with that word.
Oh,
liturgical.
my God.
Liturgical.
Liturgical. I struggle. And I can't, oh my God, I can't find that video. Where is it?
The struggle is real.
The struggle is real when you're tired and your mouth doesn't work.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Because in your head you're saying it.
Yes. In my head it's perfect.
You're like, right, yeah, it's perfect. You sound perfect. You don't get the liturgical. We would have been hair on,
Oh my
and
God.
or whatever, I would have been peeled off the floor. Oh, I'm crying
Oh,
again just listening to you say liturgical.
yeah. I can't believe I pulled that one
Like,
the way I did.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
what the world? I cannot
But you
find
know,
that post from JJ. I'm wondering where that was. Oh, why
we'll
can't
try to
I
maybe get it
find
for
it?
tomorrow. I
Yeah,
don't know, but that was another good one.
oh my God, I can't believe I was dying laughing about that. Oh, there's still a few minutes left to me trying to continue to pronounce it.
But we were
Uh,
going to talk a little bit about kind of our processes that we go through and
hmm
what happens behind the scenes or whatever.
well, we have fun behind the scenes. Um, basically, it's same
Yeah,
conversations, wild
for a long
mispronunciations.
time. Yeah, for a long time. Yeah,
We spend a good couple hours each day talking before the podcast, before we even get started sometimes. But it depends on the baby, because sometimes the baby just,
right.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, um, I'm trying to find that video because it's so damn funny. I may have to show it tomorrow because I don't know where the hell it is, and I know I have a DM about it, and I just don't know where it's at. Oh, that's gonna
Don't
drive me
worry about
nuts.
it. It's okay. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. We'll get it. Get it.
but yeah, just wanted to share some of the good laughs and what to expect when watching our channel because it can get wild. That is an
Mhm.
understatement.
Yeah, do you want
Oh,
to pull up the new logo design that we have
yeah, I
so
can pull that
everybody
up
could
and
see?
drop it
If they
over there.
didn't, yeah.
Give me
Yeah, if
one
they didn't
moment.
see it already. We have a redesigned look for the rest of 2026, unless we decide to change it again.
Yep, that happens. We are
But
notorious
we
for it
think we
here and
have a
there.
fresher look about us, perhaps.
Yeah, I would say, let me bring this over here and pop it up for them. This will be the new background going forward, and it'll be on the
Mm-hmm.
thumbnails. I've already changed the profile pics on the different platforms. I was doing that in the beginning when we were just chit-chatting. So now everything matches across the different platforms, and this is what you guys will be seeing in the backgrounds and
Cool.
everything going forward.
I like.
I like too. I think it's pretty and sparkly.
Mm-hmm. And we have some options that go with it. And then finally, before we leave, we have
Oh,
two names we need to pull from the hat for the gift cards.
yup. Number one is let me open it because I folded it funny. We have a vanilla pie who is going to need to reach
Oh,
out in DMs to let us know where to send it.
mm-hmm.
And number two is Blue Rose, who will also need to reach out
Okay.
in DMs to let us know where to send it.
Congratulations to both of you.
Yes, big congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Very
Wow,
nice.
it's been a
Yeah.
year.
Hard to
And
believe. Mm-hmm. We've been through some things. It hasn't all been peaches and cream
oh yeah, there's always the technical difficulties and the
growing.
lag
Yeah.
and everything
Right.
else. I mean,
Can't
switching
get can't get on.
studios.
Yep. Yeah, can't get on going into year two. I'm in a panic. Oh,
Well, and
that's
then like
funny.
remember Evmux constantly kicking you out or kicking me out
Yep.
for no good
Uh-huh.
reason, and we'd be like,
Yep.
"All right, let's wait. She'll be back.
Yep.
Technical difficulties." Oh, you're welcome,
Right.
Blue. She's saying thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying our best, and again, we're doing this on a budget, and I've had to
Right.
get creative with editing, learning how to do the logos and putting things in the right places, how to make the studio look good, how to work the chat. there's a lot to it. It's not always easy. Like most people don't see
Right.
right now on my I have two monitors. One is showing D and you guys the articles and stuff, and then there's also a pop-out chat for D to read. And then on the other monitor I have OBS open, I have Rumble Studio open. I also have um Rumble YouTube themselves open for the dashboards. I have our show notes over there. I have Discord where Dee and I are talking. And then since my computer loves to mess with my input and stuff, I have my system settings open so I can watch my mic. And I'm running all of this because OBS is where I transition the stuff for you guys to see. I put up the hidden images. Like today, there was a hidden image. If you find it, put the emoji corresponding in the comments after the show, and I'll just tell you if you're right. And chances are you will be. But, it's just a fun little thing to see who's paying attention or, if they want to play along and try to find the hidden image. Um, so there's a lot going on behind the scenes that nobody really gets to see when we're doing the research on a different, like in my case, I just open a web browser in a different monitor area where you guys don't see it. And I pull up the info, then I pull the tab over for you guys to see if it's important. And D, you send links in Discord to add to the show notes as we go. I mean, we do a lot behind the scenes, even during the lives.
Right. Yeah, while we're live, I'm sending things to Crazy B going, put this, forget that other story, put this here, do this there.
Mm-hmm.
We try to set deadlines for what we're going to do for the day. And sometimes it works. For the most time, I'd say it works. It's few and
Mm-hmm.
far between that we struggled a little bit in the beginning trying to get into a groove,
Yeah.
but
We
I
found
think
a
I
pretty
think we
decent one.
find I think we find our niche
And
where
I
we want
know
to be.
I try to edit some of these YouTube videos down so that you're not watching a 30-minute video, but we're getting the main points and putting it together. So some of the YouTube videos I'm showing you guys have been edited down. We're cutting clips from them and saving them and putting them up for you guys to watch. And sometimes I'll compile the clips into one video. There's quite a
Hmm.
bit into this and I'm doing this the night before and sometimes even the day of because I'm running behind on my end. And we're just, trying to get it all together for your guys' entertainment. It's not easy. We don't have a team. It's not like we have a bunch of editors. We can say, hey, here's the links. Get it edited for me. We don't have any of that. We are it. So I figure, you guys could get a little bit of a know of what we go through every day before coming on here, and then we just joke around, have fun, chit chat, cover the news, stick our 2 cents in. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this. I really truly do. I love the brain work I got to put into it. So there's a lot, and it's fun. It keeps me busy. I know it keeps you busy too.
Well, it gets to me at times because I have to read a lot, watch a lot, and it can become extremely overwhelming at times to
Hmm.
where I have to step back from it because there's so much negativity out there, and the stories that we see are always something negative. Like we've said, there isn't one area that we've talked about that we can say it works,
Hmm.
that knows what the hell they're doing. They don't.
Yep. It's a mess. Our
Yeah.
society is quite a mess. And looking at it
Hmm.
from the big picture, it's like, how the hell are we not extinct?
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
I know if you guys go back and listen, you'll hear me say, God send the comet already. Just wipe us out. I know you promised not to flood, but you never said about an asteroid or a comet.
Right.
Feel free anytime now.
Hmm.
It's been a fun and wild ride that is got some great memories already. As we showed some of our best laughing moments that just absolutely hilarious. Me trying to pronounce liturgy. liturgical.
Yeah.
It's like, why did I? Oh God. But I like to
And
look at the
so,
positive of it.
do you want to talk? Do you want me to talk about it, or do you want to talk about how we kind of do stories and
Well, that's
how we get our
mostly
research and all that?
you do a lot of the research, and I know I help too, but I'll let you talk about that.
Um, I do a lot. I'd say I do a lot. Most of the research. Crazy Bee does some of it. I'll ask her to go. She does a lot of more digging. If I can't find something, I think I typically will call or send her a text and say,
Mm-hmm.
I really need you to try to find this
Yep.
info. And she usually can find it from some source. But we've told you before, we try to get at least 3 sources, minimum of 2. If we only have 1, we don't do the story. Um, and it can be left, right, or center. We don't tell you if it's left, right, or center because any information we provide to you, we would hope that you would have the wherewithal to not necessarily take our word for everything that we say, but think for yourself. And if something strikes a chord with you, to go do your own research or digging. And if you find something, we've always said challenge us.
Yeah.
Uh, send it to us. You can put it in the chat. You can DM us directly. You can put it directly up in the Discord, and we'll take a look at it.
And please do so
But to date,
respectfully. Don't, gotta come at us
exactly
like, you dumb idiots. Please don't. We
right.
wouldn't do that to
Yeah,
you.
right. Um, and So the stories can come from a variety of places. I mean, it can come from an X post, it could come from a newspaper article, some obscure little television station in Timbuktu, uh, all over the world. We look at all the newspapers, all the various YouTube channels. I think the hardest part is for us to take a look at the other side and have to sit through videos for,
Yeah, I
quite some
struggle.
time.
You
Yeah,
hear me when we
it's
get the
hard.
articles that I have an
Uh-huh.
opinion about. I
Uh-huh.
state it right away.
Yeah. Or, a video, something from, MS Now or, CNN, some of the things. And it's hard to get through it. Uh, but then I type up, and we might have a show planned, and typically we do. And then that morning, I'll send something over to Crazy Bee and said, "Well, I've been up all night, and guess what?" And she hasn't killed me yet, but uh, here's a new playlist, and so we have an ongoing playlist with tons of information. We have what? Is there still 17 tabs available?
Yeah, of
Uh,
projects that we've been
yeah.
deep diving when we have spare time. Hmm.
Right. We still have to get back to the China experience. I mean, that's only getting information continually added to it. We have, as Crazy Bee said, deep dive projects, but for whatever reason, the news cycle has been so crazy that
Hmm.
it's hard to keep up with what the heck is going on. And so we sometimes struggle with, what do we want to do? Do we want to just be deep divers? Do we want to just do the news? And every time we try to work on a deep dive, or we want to work on a say a person, and do a deep dive into them, something's going on in the news where we've gone live.
Well, we were
I mean,
covering I think the border crisis when Charlie Kirk got shot, and that just totally
uh-huh,
derailed our entire day.
yes,
Actually, for
yep,
the next couple of days when we were covering all of
right,
it.
yep,
We just happened to be going live at the exact time it happened. Like it's like
mm-hmm,
what? So there went that day, and it became focus on the breaking news because we happened to be going live at that time. That's happened a couple of times. Trump being
yeah,
shot and
yeah,
Prince
Prince
Charles.
Edward, right,
Oh, the
yep,
Prince Edward thing was right as we were going
yep,
live.
uh-huh,
Yeah.
No, we
His,
went live because of that. You called
oh
me and
yeah,
said that
he'd
he'd
been
been arrested.
arrested, and we did a
Right. And we were
spontaneous
like,
live and threw our
yep.
schedule
Hmm.
off. So, we try to keep a schedule, but we'll try to notify you guys as much as possible before we do something
Right.
spontaneous.
Yeah, and usually if their schedule changes, it's because one of us have an appointment.
Hmm.
And it's just that's the beast that we both bear, and doctor's appointments are sometimes scheduled at their leisure. You don't get it to pick a date or
Oh, well,
time, and
I'm in the process of applying for disability, so guess what? I got to be there when they say to be there, not when I want to be there.
right,
And now with
exactly.
two of my specialists being in Louisville, I get to take almost 3 hour trip plus a time zone change to go see my doctors. So, and again, both of us have bad health, obviously, and we're both unable to work your typical jobs. So, we're putting our brains to good use and researching and doing some of the deeper dives to point you guys in the right directions, really. Even on basic news, we're looking for as much as possible.
Hmm.
So, yeah. And that's why our
I
schedule
mean,
sometimes
we
is
have
wild.
right. I mean, we'll have. I mean, we've had stories sitting there. We have stuff from the beginning, what, of February, I think we haven't touched. Uh, and we go back and go, is this even relevant anymore? And some of it, I will tell you, I'm like, we'll discuss it and we'll be like, well, we're putting it forward because I was up all night that night looking at 20 things about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. So some of it might be older news, but is still current. So you might see a date on it from, I don't know, maybe up to 6 months ago, but we try to pull current info that goes with it as well. So,
Hmm.
for example, the judge that got arrested, we covered that story. And lo and behold, the story just happened to come out today about her filing an appeal to have her conviction overturned.
Yeah, that shit ain't
So that
happening.
kind of, yeah, yeah. And luckily, sometimes things work out and other times they don't. As Crazy B said, we don't have a team, so it's hard to go back and, it'd be really nice to go back and take a look at stories that we covered and say, oh, I wonder what's the update on this or what's the update on that. Like, I spent a ton shit of time, and I don't know if we'll talk about him or not, Crazy B, but I spent an awful lot of time doing a deep dive on Dan Crenshaw. Initially
Yes.
when he came on the scene, I liked him, but then he turned into puke for me.
Yeah.
And so we researched him, and there's a lot of information, but he lost his seat. So is it worth covering him?
I
I
think
don't
it
know.
is. I think it is
Yeah.
because what if he tries to run for a different branch of government or a different part or local?
Hmm.
I would say it's worth, covering him so people know what they're getting into when they go and vote for somebody.
Right. Unless we cover him if he does that, go if he does run.
Keep the
But,
links just in case.
yeah. Yeah, but again, it's we don't have a team, so we can't possibly keep track of this. I mean,
We try.
other yeah, we try. Other people, and I will give kudos, shots out to Blue Rose. She sends both Crazy B and I stuff to that's current or uh
Pertaining, if there's
might
been a
be.
change pertaining to what we're
Yep,
talking to.
yep,
Hmm.
exactly. Something will be going on, and the next thing you know, you hear ding ding, and she's pinged both of us about an X post that's up there. So we
Yep.
appreciate that support. We've
Very
had other
much. Oh my
people,
God,
yeah,
yes.
we have other people in the chat that have sent. We have a section for we drop videos that YouTube videos or
If you
articles
think
or
it's
anything
something we
that you
should
see.
cover, tag us and
Right,
or drop it in the comments of the live stream. I can copy and
right.
paste those links out of the chat and put them aside for what we need.
Right.
And it's worth it, in my opinion. Yesterday, 370 sent us a link to a poll out of, I think it was Sweden.
UK, I think.
No,
Sweden.
further north. I think it was in the ice belt region up there. That I can. I have got to get. Oh my God, I forgot to read it, but I have it set aside. It's in the show notes, like Cheezo Pete's. But yeah, I do have that link. And it's something again I didn't get a chance to because I was busy getting this together. But yeah, it is something that we have saved and we need to look at.
Right. I mean, and again, we both have family interruptions, as you both know. Uh, for me, I'm relatively got a good schedule down with the baby now, but that's going to be changing. The older he gets, that nap time's going to lessen, so he's going to
And
be in
the
our.
rearranging of your furniture is going to continue.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He's a year
You
old and
know.
can rearrange her furniture.
Yeah.
And we
And I
often show
mean
pictures of
rearrange.
him.
Yeah, and rearrange a lot of things. And it's just, when you got to mute and holler 4 rooms away, the dog got to be let out, cats are on the table, kids are not, oh, can I have, oh, it's just, it gets to be a little bit much at times. And,
Life is life.
fortunately, yeah, and fortunately for the most part, the only time I'd say I get really crazy is when I'm doubling or tripling steroid doses. I have kind of gone off the chain
Hmm.
on not only Crazy Bee, but on my other friends and my family. So I spread the joy when that happens.
And
But
it's medically prescribed to do this at those
indeed,
times. You
yes,
don't do it for
yes,
fun. Just going to make this clear.
correct. Oh, hell no. I can't let,
I've been on
when you don't
steroids
sleep,
and I know
yep,
what it does to them. I've been on megadoses over months. I
yep,
feel your pain. And that's why I think I'm better able to be patient about it because I've been you before and I know
yep,
what it's like. Oh, I'm glad I haven't had to be on steroids long term for a while, but dang, and to
yeah,
have to
knock
take
on wood.
triple the
Yep,
normal dose, and
yep,
yep, I'm knocking on
yep,
wood, but to have to triple the average dose of steroids that is taken, I mean, shit, I was taking higher levels than most chemo patients were taking when I was on it routinely. My asthma
hmm
was atrocious. We're talking 100 milligrams tapered down over months, 100 plus, and I can just imagine what they have you on.
yep. And what my normal, and I have to stay on them for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
I have no choice. And when you get sick, or if something traumatic happens that causes your cortisone levels to elevate, then you have to double or triple.
To
Any
keep it in check.
surgeries, yeah, any surgeries double or triple. Plus, get an injection.
Mm-hmm.
So I had surgery, 3.5 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I couldn't figure out, but you know what, Crazy Bee, now that we're talking, that's why I was kind of a little out of it the other day. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought about that because I double dosed, but I also got an injection before surgery. So
Uh-huh.
this stuff becomes such a part of you that you don't think about it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
did just until now, I didn't think about it. I got the shot. I had to take the extra pills, knock it off. You don't even think about stuff. It just
Yeah.
becomes such a part of your daily routine that you don't think to fill anybody in or send out an alert.
Well, like I
He's
was
on
taking my
steroids.
meds in the middle of this live stream. I just 10 minutes ago I took my inhaler. I've taken my
Yeah,
nebulizer for albuterol multiple times throughout streams. And it's like it's just life. You reach over, you grab it, you're instinctive. Oh, I'm struggling to breathe. It's a little bit tight. Let me grab some
yep,
albuterol, run it for a few minutes, and thank God I have a portable nebulizer that's really quiet. So you guys don't hear a
right,
loud air compressor in the background. But like
right.
I just reach over, grab my nebulizer, and started albuterol, and still keep talking and reading and laughing. It's like it's just second nature. I think I've told you before, there was a time in my life where I was, when I was still new to using inhalers myself, not my mother doing it for me, that I started shaking my food before I would take a bite. It was like, everyone at school is like, why are you shaking that apple? And it's like, shit.
Jesus.
Why are you shaking why are you shaking your
Uh,
hot dog? I don't know. Your body just becomes so immune to doing these things. And it's just instant. You instantly go to, because you're so used to those motions. It's like the cigarette smokers who are not addicted necessarily to the nicotine, but the hand to mouth motion. And
right,
it's like,
right.
how do you break that? And so I'm a hands person. When I talk, my hands are everywhere. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things that my hands are always moving. So, but it is
And well,
funny.
and that's the other thing is, we're not in the same room together. We're
No,
not
we're
in the
states away.
studio.
I don't see what you
So
are doing right
yeah,
now. You don't see what I'm doing.
exactly.
I'm just sharing a
Right. But
screen to
my
you in a
hands
voice
are,
chat.
yeah, and my hands are, and you assume what the other person is saying. You
Hmm.
have that inflection in their tone, or, you get a DM and you automatically go into, I know exactly how she's saying it and she's saying it to me. Just watch what I have to say to her while I'm on steroids. Talk to me that way,
And it was not
and
even meant in that fashion, but steroids
exactly
love to alter your perception.
right. But so we go and we do that instinctively. We had that talk about
Hmm.
when you meet somebody, how you automatically pigeonhole them into a box. That's human nature. The
Yes.
stuff that we go through is human nature with this, with the advent of the internet and the connectability that we have, it brings us together, but we're really not together. We're not in, it's not like we're in the office, that we have, each have an office, we each have staff, we can go to the coffee machine or whatever. We don't have that.
Yeah.
And so we spend 2 to 3 hours every day just to try to put on, and then we're on the show for 2 hours, and I don't know. It is what it's a process. It's a learning experience. It's a lot of work, and we'll keep plugging away. I'll be honest. I'm disappointed that our numbers aren't higher, but we both realize that the algorithm is what it is. You know, Two conservative women out there really don't stand that much of a chance with what's going on right now. I don't think with the content that I see that's put out there, and I
And
really
it's a
don't
hard
see
battle because
anybody.
we're not the overboard reactionary people. We're the let's get to the root of this people. Or let's
Right,
discuss this from our perspectives and what we think and feel and our somewhat educated guesses and conversation about it because neither of us are lawyers. You have the most experience in HR. That's what you did for a living. I worked as a medical assistant going to patients' homes. Um, D, Blue says D gets mad at me while on steroids. Yeah, been
yeah, I
there.
do.
We've all been there. We've all done that.
Yep.
And we're patient and we understand. And that's the best thing about having good friends that you can work with
Hmm.
and who have been there, done that. But I mean, I think the reason that we're just not getting pushed is because we aren't radical. We're not necessarily out there putting on a show like, acting show or appear like that. We're genuine and we really
Right.
want the answers. We're not trying to just talk about it. We really want to understand these topics better. So that's another
And we
thing.
want to see, yeah, and we want to see changes made. We don't want the same status quo.
And we want to reach
Uh,
people who may not realize there is a middle ground. You don't have to be extreme right or extreme left. You can absolutely be in the middle and criticize both sides when they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to blindly go to them just because they said it. Because if that was the case, the entire world would be Trump bad. But yet, you see people in Israel who actually have internet access and are like, yay, Trump. You've seen it in
Right.
other countries where this has been going on. Venezuela is a prime example of yay, Trump. They
Yeah.
got rid of their. Trump went in, kidnapped their cartel president. Dude was already wanted for cartel crimes. So, like, Trump is not as bad. Now, he does stupid shit. He's egotistical, narcissist. I can't stand his personality, but I do support quite a few things that he's doing. I think it's right. I think it's smart. I think it's logical. I see a bigger picture to it. And I know you've seen bigger pictures to things that even I
Right.
didn't notice until you pointed it out. And we discussed it. And we've come a hell of a long way in the process of finding
Well, and
information
that's
and talking about it
right.
and learning.
And that's the other thing is it's not scripted. So when we have a topic, Crazy B isn't going to say X, Y, and Z, and I say 1, 2, and 3. We don't know what the other person is going to say.
Mm-hmm.
We might talk about a subject and kind of agree, but then an article will pop up or a video will pop up and it might change our mind. It might confirm what we knew. It
We've
might
also had
add
agree to
some.
disagree moments
Yeah,
multiple times.
yeah, yeah.
I really
And we
wasn't a
just
fan
agreed.
of national language in America. I thought
Mm-hmm.
we should have kept it the way it was. I was not a big fan
Right,
of that. Still, really, I think it was stupid, but I understand the logic of why he did it, even though I think it's
right,
stupid.
right.
Yeah, my brain. But again, I'm more of a traditionalist to a degree, but I also like logic. So that's a tough one for me to combat tradition
Mhm.
and logic, even though I understand it, type of thing. So, but and then in the process, we've discussed a lot of history. We've talked about ourselves without giving away, obvious details of where to find us. So, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
I enjoy the side tangents.
please don't come to the house. You don't wanna. You don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but
yeah.
it's been fun. I've really had so much fun doing this. Even with the stress sometimes and the arguments that we've had because of steroids and just what's going on type of thing. And because there is obviously stress in life. And the number of times I'm on the phone with Dee and we're talking about something and the baby is just was screaming, throwing food, not wanting to stay for a diaper change. That time he peed all over you, that was hilarious.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I believe you had just gotten on clean clothes.
Yep.
And he just went, wee. So, yeah,
Everywhere.
it's not the typical, we're sitting in a business room on a Zoom meeting talking about this beforehand. This is literally unscripted life and us having fun. I mean, uh, D, it won't show up unless I'm invited.
What
What?
won't? It won't show up unless I'm invited. To what?
I'm confused.
Me too. All right, I'll DM you.
That is a weird one. And yeah, Blue, doctors are morons. I gotta tell you my cousin's story because WTF.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then you got your issues too. I got the little guy and you got the bigger ones.
Three of them. And sometimes up to five or
Three of
six.
them.
And sometimes up to six
Three
at
of them.
one time.
3 of them.
Uh,
That's funny.
but It isn't. I have to say, looking back, this has really been the most fun I've had in a long time.
I'm still waiting. I uh, uh, I don't know. I'm too sick, too tired. It's a lot of work, but some things happen that I'll be
Oh,
able to walk away from. Go ahead.
I read her post wrong. It says, "I won't show up unless I'm invited." Oh, I read that wrong. More proof.
I still don't know what it means though.
It says,
Invited
"V,
to
I won't
where?
show up unless I'm invited." Is that to a conversation? Is that to the house? Oh, to the house. You said don't just show up at the house. Don't come to the house.
Oh,
Now I know what
yeah.
she's talking about. Oh my God.
Okay.
See, folks,
I was like, we're like, what the heck? What are you talking
thank you for clearing out my lungs. Oh my God. And now I'm wheezy. You okay over there, D?
I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
just laughing.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't
Shaking
pick
my
up the
head.
background noise, so the laughing
Yeah.
isn't caught into the scope of the decibel range.
Right.
There you
Right.
go. LOL.
That's funny.
I'm slow. I'm really slow.
Oh,
Anywho, oh, you sound
all right.
exhausted.
I am. I'm tired. Them shots. I'm feeling it today. They
Yeah.
were a little, not a little, way a lot more than I expected. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the last time they only gave you a handful of shots, didn't they? It was like
Yes.
four in total,
It was 4 total. Yeah. I
and
had
they
9.
doubled it this time.
I had 9. And now the one that is the most bizarre that I didn't know you could possibly get injected was if you run your hands all the way up the back of your neck on both sides and the bone meets, I guess that's at the base of the skull there.
Hmm.
And that needle went right in there. I'm telling you.
The needle always feels bigger than it really is. That's what
Yeah,
sucks.
well, no, 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 no. The needle was big. There's no, there's no doubt. The needle. You could ask JT. The needle was big. He went in as my caretaker, and
Oh, that's so precious.
he, the doctor asked him if he was okay when he when he pulled the needles out. I thought he was going to pass out, and I said, "You could go to the waiting room if you want to," and he said, "No, I want to watch this." And so I had to remain cool. I mean, I'm pretty cool about stuff like that anyway. I've been through so much that I can just kind of detach from it all. But I knew that I couldn't even flinch.
Yeah.
And he got up out of the chair and got like right almost in my face to see what he was doing.
Oh, you might
And
have a
he looked at
doctor
him
in the
and
future.
yeah, and he looked at him and he goes, "She's bleeding from that one." And I was dying.
And you're trying not to
And
move. The doctor's probably
yeah,
trying
and
not
yeah,
to.
right.
Oh,
And yeah, so it was extremely intense and it was okay. I mean, I've had to have many needles before, but like I said, it's today I'm feeling it more than I did yesterday.
oh,
It's
I can
sore,
imagine.
the yeah, the medication and stuff. I just feel that all like going around in my head. Listen to Derek, what the hell did you do? I'm like, whatever. You got to try something for, whatever.
Hey,
But
I did that. Well, actually, we were on the
I
podcast while I
know
was still
you have
going the
to.
dry needling throughout my
Yep,
back. Oh
yep,
my God. They stick needles deep into the muscle tissue and then electrify them. It
yep.
works, but unfortunately, my insurance won't cover for it every other day for the rest of my
Forever,
life.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've gone to some pretty extremes, pretty bad extremes
To
in
try to get
medical, trying to get,
relief. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the one thing when I was at the doctor's on Monday and we went over everything, and well, at the end of the month is going to be a huge to do. So
Hmm.
we'll see how that goes. But when I left, I failed to tell them the following. And that's basically, they just added 2 additional meds on to me. And
God.
I really have just about had it.
If they're
So
going
I'm
to
thinking
add
of
2, they need to take 2 off.
there's none they can take off.
Damn.
We're at the there's nothing that can go. It's already been looked at. Every doctor's been consulted. No, 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 no. So I'm thinking that I will go off all of it, and I'm just going to drink.
That suppresses the adrenal function, which unfortunately
Yeah,
don't go off the steroids because that's what keeps you alive. Um, and
maybe
then,
I'll keep them.
but remember, by countering it with the alcohol, they'll have to increase the steroids.
Well, we could do that, but I could be. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, I told you how much money I spent on that medical marijuana that did
Absolutely
absolutely
nothing.
jack shit,
Yep.
absolutely nothing. The only thing in the marijuana family that ever happened was the time that somebody made butter and used too much of it in cookies, and uh I got a phone call that night. Somebody thought that airplanes and
Oh, the air
bombers
raid
were
night.
coming.
I
Yeah,
remember
the air
that.
raid. Yep,
Oh my
remember?
God, I remember you telling me about that.
Yep. And somebody else ate 2 of them and thought you were trying to kill them and was sick. And all I could do was sit on the edge of the bed and laugh my ass off because one was funnier than the other, listening to the both of them. But other than that, I mean, every time I would go, I'd meet with a pharmacist and we tried everything. So that was null and void. And I do know that the only thing to get rid of my pain is to drink. But I do that rarely. And I think that, alcoholism runs in the family. And I would be afraid, and I've had liquor in my house, so don't get me wrong. I've had very hard liquor. There's been a bottle of wine in there for probably 2 years in the refrigerator. And I would be afraid, though, that if I started down that path, that I would then go, well, let's have one for lunch. And then lunch would turn in one for breakfast. And then to be like, oh, well, let's have a snack. Oh, yeah, let's have an afternoon snack. And I don't know.
But at your age, and I'm
But
not trying to make this an offensive thing, would it matter becoming an
that's what
alcoholic
I
at
said.
this point in life?
Exactly. And my thing is, you're either going to give me quality of life that I have to buy another 40 years, or what you're doing to me, I will not make 40 years. There's
Hmm.
just, and I came right out and said that. What's going on right now, there is either they're going to do something or I'm going to do something because I'm at my wit's end.
I
And
understand.
it's a shame that the doctors that it's come to this. And I've had my nurse practitioner left, and my son's doctor is leaving, and they're going into there's, I guess, a subspecialty now, which I didn't know was even available, but it's not active right now on my healthcare coverage.
Hmm.
And that is, there are doctors that are looking at root causes of problems.
We need more of
Now,
them.
yep. And there are doctors that are available, but for example, they wanted to send me to Cleveland Clinic, and we're talking that was easy, a $20,000 trip. I don't have $20,000 to pay. There's no
Yeah.
way that could happen. So you got to turn around and say, you got to find a different avenue here to go. But this whole issue of root cause is really what we need. Instead of throwing meds at everything, here's a pill, there's a pill.
Symptomatic treatment.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what you used to get. Like you used to be able to go to your PCP and get everything you needed. You needed an MRI, you could get it from him. You needed, whatever he could take care of.
Well, I
From a,
told you with
ear
my
infection.
primary care doctor, I hadn't seen her for a year and a half. And she's like, wow, I haven't seen you in over a year. I'm like, yeah, because all you do is send me to specialists. And we
And
both
that's the
cracked up
truth.
laughing because
Yeah.
all my health
Oh, and
problems are now required to go to
yeah,
specialty care
right.
because Obamacare said only specialists can treat high blood pressure, only
Uh-huh.
specialists can treat
Yep.
asthma, only specialists can determine what's wrong with your skin if you have a rash. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all primary care
Yeah,
doctors have become urgent care doctors.
right. If that.
Yeah.
You're
And
lucky they even get to take care of your cold.
I know I go to the GI doctor, I go to the pulmonology, I go to dermatology, I go to rheumatology, I go to pain management, like anything else. And I know we've joked about trading just like Pokemon cards, and it's like,
Oh yeah, that was another thing we were gonna do today was let's see whose back was in worse shape.
uh, I can
We
tell
were
you every
gonna
time
check
I get
our
up to go to the
vertebrae and see.
bathroom, my bladder doesn't hold up anymore. Like, well, damn
Been there,
it. It takes so
been
long to
there,
pull
done that.
myself out of bed. It's like I can't get up
Yep.
in time
Uh,
because of the back spasms. It's like, oh dear God,
Wait,
please.
wait. The way you schedule your meds, now you're gonna have to schedule yourself to pee.
Yeah, go before I have the
You know?
urge to go
Uh-huh.
because,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
seriously? Yes, folks, probably too
Right.
much info, sorry, but that's part of getting old or having really bad jacked up back problems. Welcome to
Yep.
my life. I have nothing to hide. My life sucks.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't
Yep.
suck,
Been
but my
there,
health
done.
sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is health.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also have it's over an hour long, and I just started to watch it. And the very beginning is a doctor from California that has been studying aging, and he claims that the aging process can be reversed,
Oh, they've been
and that
saying
by
that since
20
the fountain of youth in the medieval
right.
times.
But I'm just telling you what the video's about, and what was interesting was one of the
Oh, we lost you. I don't know what happened to the connection. I don't know if it's my end or yours.
can you hear me?
Oh, now we can hear you again.
Yeah, one of the things is don't fly, you know, don't eat, a lot of red meat and all this other crap. And I'm like, that's not what I want to hear. I want to go in the store, take the brain out, put it in a new body, and move on.
Yeah.
But
Altered carbon
the other,
blood.
in, the other, yeah, but the other interesting piece with that goes is then just how long do you live, right?
Yeah, and is it worth living that long?
Exactly.
At what point do
You
you
want to live
like?
forever, right?
Yeah, that's what
Although
I
I
was
could
getting to.
possibly be one of those 126-year-olds that vote.
Yeah,
That could be a goal,
or collecting SSI at
right?
160.
This is true too. Hmm.
The only thing is, I'm glad he didn't sell you the Nicholas Flamel option of the Sorcerer's Stone.
Since he's against women and men's no men and
Well, I'll
women's
let you know
sports.
because I'm not done with the video yet.
Indy
So,
bar.
Is his name Nicholas Flamel or John D?
it
Which
is.
is, and if you
No,
don't know
no,
history,
I
go
don't.
look him up.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Not Count
Like I
Charlemagne
said,
either.
no, no, that's not the name either. So
Okay,
I
just
think
making
it's,
sure because if
I,
it is, I want to
yeah,
talk to him.
okay. I'll send it over to you tomorrow.
Uh,
Like I said, I haven't watched it all, but those
yeah.
kinds of things are kind of on the intriguing side. Like I said, I don't know if I want to be around in, another 50 years or so, 40, 50 years. It could be a very ugly world, but I also would like to be around and think that I would still be able to kick ass. If somebody's messing with the boys or something, you know what I mean? Like, you get up out, try to get out of your wheelchair or out of the hospital bed and,
Mm.
well, bed can at them or some shit. I don't know.
Well, after years of working with geriatrics the way I did, I have heard some people who were just, I'm sick of living. The one patient I had, her belief was that God would take her when she's done learning all she needed to learn. So as long as she's learning
I've heard
something,
that.
she's not needed in heaven, or you know. And I've heard from various different religious backgrounds, perspectives, and stuff. And
Right?
the one thing I always find is that most people that are older are, no matter how bad their situation is, they still find joy in it, because these are people that I worked with that were survived the Great Depression. They survived World War II.
Right?
They
Yep.
survived
Yep.
Vietnam. I worked with veterans and stuff, and despite missing a leg or having PTSD, they still loved every minute of life. And
Right.
so, and you get the grumpy ones. And I swear the grumpy ones are the ones that live to be the oldest. I swear, with the exception of one patient that made it to 104, and she was an angel. But the grumpy ones tend to never die. They want to die, but they can't. They don't, and they live as long,
Right.
like the
Right.
longer lives. It's so funny. Um, and it's like, and again, there's also the generation, when they're in that age, they seem to have an instinct to know when their time is coming. And they
Yeah.
will want to talk to people. They'll ask to make calls and try to reconnect and just, have one last conversation before their time. And it's like, it's a strange thing working with geriatrics, but it changes your perspective on life and the world. And I think that's what
Yeah,
really
we're
impacted
all
me the
gonna get
most.
old. Yeah,
hmm
we're all gonna get old.
I,
Hmm.
t- I had patients like, I feel like a newborn baby. I have no teeth. I'm bald. I piss myself. I shit myself, and I can't eat nothing but
Hmm.
mashed up food.
Hmm.
I hear you. I
Yeah,
get it.
I just wish you'd be able to pick a day, you're like you say, you're just done and I don't know, you get to walk through a door and voila, you're wherever you're
hmm
supposed to be.
And I will say one thing: the dying of a broken heart is a legitimate thing. When
Mm,
a couple has been together for so
big,
long,
big time.
within a
Yep.
month, it's almost always when we lost a female patient and we knew that, or a male patient, and we knew the spouse with them were really tight relationship, we just assumed that in 4 weeks the other would be gone. And 99% of the time it
Yeah,
was right.
I'm not, I'll be on man number two after that. I
No, but
already have them
believe
lined
it or
up,
not,
so
men usually it usually happens when it's the woman first, the man shortly after. That's the most
yes,
common way. I have
yes,
seen
that's what happened in
exceptions
my
to it,
yep,
but yep, it's
yep. And
wild.
especially if there was a woman that did everything.
Mhm.
She cooked, she cleaned, she took
Yep.
care of the man, did laundry and stuff like that.
Yep.
Uh, the stats show that typically he'll go. My dad lasted 11 months after my mom passed,
Yep.
but I think that was only cause he was living here on the property and the boys were still on the younger side and stuff. So
They
I
helped
think
out.
that's the only reason why yeah, that he stayed as long as he did.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, it's rough.
It is. But it's
Yeah,
also something we have to face, and nobody wants to face their
yep,
inevitable end. But
right.
it's like, I think I've got being around older people like that really got me more comfortable with it. I don't
Hmm.
even really attend funerals because there's no point. Um, for me, I like to have the memories of them alive and vibrant and stuff. I don't want the memories of a body.
Versus having, Exactly.
And so it's not
Yeah,
a
I'm the
disrespect
same way.
thing. It's this is how I choose to remember people. When I die, I don't care what anyone
Right.
does with my body. Good luck. Have fun.
Right.
Cut me up, throw
Mm-hmm.
me in the dumpster. I don't care. I won't. Why would I care?
Right.
I'm gone. So, on to the next plane of existence, whatever you want to call it, heaven, nirvana, whatever. Take your pick. But I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of the end. And like I've said before, I don't want to die, but if it were to happen, there ain't shit I could do to stop it. Really, what can you do?
Right.
If it's your time, it's your time. There is no stopping it. There is no preventing it. Why stress about something you have no control over? And so I'm one of those people that lives a
Right.
very I try to live my life without as much worry. Yes, I stress about bills and stuff, but that stuff I do have control over. I don't have control over my health. I don't have control over where the future takes me. 10 minutes from now, a plane could fall through the ceiling. What am I going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
So I focus on what I can do and leave the rest in whatever God is ruling the universe's hands.
Right.
So, yeah. Other than that, we are an hour past. Whoops. My bad.
Okay.
I
All
just
right,
noticed the
guys.
time.
Well,
It's
thank
up
you
to
for
you.
joining us. Yeah. I didn't notice either. Thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, thank you for being here on our 1 year anniversary here at Rex Sisters. We will try to continue to put out the content and that we've been doing. So we will see you tomorrow. Good night, hon. We will see you tomorrow then at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, uh, I'll reach out. I have, I think, both Blue and Vanilla's DMs.
Okay.
Well, I have Blue, but
Yeah.
I think I have Vanilla too.
Yeah, I
I'll
didn't
reach
see
out
him
for the
pop
gift
in tonight.
address for the gift card.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we'll get them sent out immediately. So we'll go from there. And again, if you haven't done so already, please consider joining the Discord. We have a lot of information that's up there and available. So,
Yep.
other than that, Crazy Bee, I'm done.
I'll tell y'all the same thing I do every night. Stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a good night.
Good night.